And we're live. Hey guys, welcome to Crypto Talk Now live with Max and Larry, the Max and Larry Show, your show, the big show, of course. So grateful that we are here today with you on this beautiful Friday evening. Max, how are you doing this evening?
Doing well. Glad to be here. I recognize that we have to wait for a few, people to come in because they're coming from other shows. But thank you so much for joining us. It's going to be a good show, and looking forward to wrapping up the year on a good note.
For sure. Let me just go over here and share our screen real quick while we're waiting for people to come in. Let's talk a little bit about our CTN network here. We're doing really good. We've been ramping up the activity. Max has been doing a great job covering things like Quant, XLM. He's been covering LCX and looking into some of the other ISOs. I'm kind of messing around covering some of these other ones. HBAR. I did a little one on GBEX. Shout out to Cool Cat Crypto. I did it for you. And Algorand and stuff like that. So we're going to cover a lot of the ISOs, and I will get around to covering Volt as well. So we're very excited that we're doing good. We're on a path to 9,000 subscribers. We'll be at 10,000 subscribers, I'm predicting, pretty easily in January. So we're really gaining a lot of momentum. We want to just take a moment and thank everybody that's viewing here, that's on the live show right now, and then those of you that are watching this on the record. Let's say hello to everybody in the comments as we go through. Eddie T says, what's up? Smash the like button. Thank you so much, Eddie T.
Good to see Eddie T.
Tim Shea says, hey, because guess what? That's what he says. Brittany is here. Thank you so much, Brittany, for being here. She says, happy Friday. Patches is...
Hey, Brittany.
Patches is excited. That's about as excited as Patches gets. It. He's actually somewhat facing the camera. Usually he has his back to the camera, being a little coy. Patches, are you happy? Patches. He's a sound sleeper.
But see, guys, no more VHS/Betamax in the background, right?
Yeah. We fixed the Max fixed the settings on that yesterday, so we don't have that fuzziness back there. Oh, he's stretching out a little bit. Okay. Well, we got a little bit of movement from him. He's still alive. Jonathan Yumson, I have not seen you here before. Thank you so much for being here. Let's give you a warm CTN family welcome, Jonathan Yumson. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for being here, Jonathan.
Let's see. What can you make out? What his avatar is there, Max?
Oh man,
maybe it's an NFT.
Know. Maybe.
All right, well, let us know what your avatar stands for, Jonathan. We're curious. Let's see. Tim Shea says, sorry, Brittany got carried away with the pounds. Okay.
That's all right. Keeps the algorithm going.
Yeah, well, that's what we want. We want as many comments as we can get. We want to try to break through. So we've had, how many days in a row, Max, have we had 40 people concurrent here on the show?
4. So
4 days.
Okay. Today will be, a nice weekday, 5-day streak of the weekdays. Maybe we'll carry that over to the weekend, but it's a holiday weekend. We'll see.
Yeah, we would love to have 50 again at some point. Mentalek is here. He says, hello, gentlemen. Salamander.
No.
All right.
No.
Back up. I know where you're going with this. Mentalek says, hello. Is it me you're looking for? Lionel Richie.
That's right. Hello, Mentalek.
Salamander Space says, hello, guys. And remember, he is the XDC commander. Thank you for being here, of course. But yeah, we got a good show for you planned. And guess what? I have no clue what we're going to talk about, but I'm going to guess one thing. It's probably going to be related to ISO coins.
Well, I want to say hello to Selmo, too. So Selmo, Salamander, all you guys, thank you for being here. Brittany, everybody.
Yes, hello to Selmo Fudd. Thank you for joining us.
All right. What are you going to say again? My bad.
I have no clue what you have planned to talk about, but I'm guessing it's something ISO related.
Welcome to ISO Talk Now with your host, Larry, and co-host, Max. On today's episode, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff going to the moon someday and how we're all basically looked upon as being nuts from skeptical people. But little do they know, it really will go to the moon someday. No. All right. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and kick it into the actual show. We have a decent amount of people here. We do appreciate you guys connecting. And if anything, in the comments, let us know if there's anything you want us to, maybe particularly look into. You could do a little thing of like, hey, you know what? Tomorrow, New Year's Eve, I'm going to go do this, or I'm going to stay in, or whatever the case be. We'd like to know about those particular things. But yeah, absolutely. I'm going to start things off actually with some of what I have here for Quant, because we do have quite a few people that come from Quant. And let me see. I think it's right here.
Let me interrupt you for 1 second
Yeah.
because I want to say hello to somebody new in a second. But first, let's say
That's
hello
fine.
to Mr. Lambo's Crypto Talk is back. Thank you so much for being here again, an OG of OGs. But here's somebody new we need to recognize. Mary J is here. Hi. Hello. I am new. Glad to be here. Just got a notification somehow, and I wasn't subscribed, and now I am. So thank you so much for being here, Miss Mary J.
Well, thanks, Mary J. Appreciate that.
And shout out to Purple Radioactive while we're at it. We're saying hello to everybody here. Making sure we get it in here. Your ISO coin. Oh, look at this. Jake Paul is back. And he gives us a... Come on, Jake. You got more money than that. You give us a... No, thank you so much. Obviously not the real Jake Paul, but Jake Paul gives us $1 donation. Maybe it really is Jake Paul. That's all he has left because he got sued or something. I don't know. But thank you so much for the $1 donation, Jake Paul.
Official. All right. Thanks, Jake Paul Official. Appreciate that.
He said, oh, he just came here to check me. Okay. Does anyone like to review the crypto bubbles? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's something we haven't done in a while. You know what? Let's go ahead and start that off first. Then we'll kick things into, some of the quant XRP coverage and so on.
All right. Well, I happen to have the crypto bubbles up right here. I was going to talk about Bitcoin, but maybe a little later. But yeah, here is your top 100. It's like a mixed bag. Looks like a Christmas tree. Some green and red lights on there. That's what's going on. A mixture here. Yeah, Jake Paul wants to check me because I challenged him to a home run derby. So he's probably just showing up here to see what I'm doing. Mary says hello. Yes, there's the crypto bubbles right there. Yes, fun to look at. Back to you, Max.
All right. Well, there's the crypto bubbles you're looking for. Lionel Richie. No, that doesn't even make sense. But anyway, yeah, we're going to go ahead and kick it into this. I have some things, of course, I want to share with you guys as usual. I mean, why not, right? So basically speaking, I saw this, and it is a guy who's actually been here at our show before. Shout out to Quanto Ronto, right? Do you remember Quanto Ronto? Maybe you
yes,
do. Maybe
I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good, great content creator. Does a really good job specifically covering quant. You could technically say like he's a quant maxi. I saw this and I said to myself, this makes sense. So it says, we will enter 2023. Let's face it, guys, we're towards the end of the year. So why not mention things like this? With around 110,000 quant holders. The snowball effect can bring quant to 1 million holders by 2025. Now, interesting fact, when Bitcoin first hit 1 million holders, the price was 9.5K. All right. And of course, you got to keep in mind, this is a little bit before 2013. You only have, for instance, maybe a handful of various different cryptos. You sure as the heck don't really have, thousands and thousands and thousands of altcoins, right? So we wanted to point that out. And, it's worth noting. I mean, it's they're really, really getting a lot of momentum, to say the least. Now, on top of that, I want to show you guys this about the tokenization of vaults, because a lot of times we're talking about, for instance, gold and all that type of stuff when it comes to like XRP, right? So it says, and again, shout out to Quant Papa. Thank you so much for following me back, showing me love.
I love it when they call me Big Quant Papa or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anyway, he followed me back. He's been showing some love, and he's a great content creator as well, but he does a really good job with his edits and the clips and getting the highlights. So I can't take all the credit in the world. I just can't say enough good things about him. So anyway, he posted this earlier today, about 10:54 a.m. my time. Roughly about, what is that, like I don't know, 10 hours ago. So it says tokenization vaults full of gold, stable coins backed by physical gold, right? We're always talking about, for instance, the likes of XRP, XLM, some of the BRICS countries, especially, they're stacking gold. Why are all these ones stacking gold and so on? So it says IETF, secure asset transfer. We cover that basically in today's, or I should say late last night's quant video, doing a little bit of experimentation as far as releasing quant content at different times. But anyway, if you watched it, you know what I'm talking about in regards to this. I'm going to play this because you're going to hear from Quant's own Martin Hargreaves regarding this particular, addressing some of these business problems and so on. What is the connection, and why is it that stablecoins backed by physical gold, the tokenization of vaults, basically, why does that matter? This is a minute and 41 seconds, and then we'll come back for commentary in just a bit.
The examples we had was a company that was looking to tokenize vaults full of gold into effectively stable coins backed by physical gold. So they could do that, but they had a couple of 100,000 users. They were looking for millions of users, so they need to connect to a larger exchange to be able to do that. And that's the sort of protocol that's where we need a standard, because there are high tens to low hundreds of these things coming up, all proprietary. There are dozens of bridging solutions that work for one or two of those things. And actually, this is a space where a global standard, which is really agnostic to what's going on behind the interconnection of the networks, is going to be really important, because their business models are quite different. The nature of the assets that are on there and how they've implemented them is quite different. What is common to them is they need to move them agnostically from one network to another. So this is why we think IETF is the right venue to be able to do this, because this is effectively, these are a whole bunch of autonomous systems that need to talk to each other without a lot of knowledge of what's going on behind them, and transfer data in standard ways, safely using using two-phase commit type protocols in order to be able to open up these markets. And there's tons and tons of value in that, both in the CBDC world and in the capital markets world. And that's the areas where we're looking, is obviously.
All right, I want to go back to just a brief area right here real quick.
Before you do that, Max, let me just recognize this. Let's just thank Selmo Fudd. He's a little while ago gave us a donation here.
Okay, great.
Chat. Yeah, thank you so much, Selmo Fudd. Selmo Fudd with the 2023 donation. 2023 coming at you, CTN. Thank you so much,
Selmo Fudd. Thank you so much, man. That means a lot, to see you basically post that. People shooting off fireworks like crazy outside. Anyway, I don't know if you heard that. There's like mortar shells going on. Yeah, it gets pretty nuts in my neighborhood when it comes to that stuff. It's just fun. But yeah, Mr. Selmo Fudd, thank you so much, man. That means a lot. And yeah, right back at you, man. I feel as though 2023, we get a lot of momentum going further, especially that utility run, and then leading into a bull run. You've been holding, for instance, XRP a heck of a longer than I have, and so on. So shout out to you, man. You know what you have, you know what you hold. You've been holding it longer than most, probably.
Yeah, let me just say some kind things about Selmo Fudd. He's always been extremely supportive. He's an OG of OGs, and not just for our channel. He's on a bunch of channels. I know he's on Roddy's channel. I saw him on there this morning. He's always on a bunch of different channels supporting all of the content creators. So we really appreciate you in the space, and we really appreciate the donation. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Neighbors going crazy, man. Freaking shooting out those mortars. You hear that? That's great.
It's too bad that that username is taken, because you could have said, I love it when they call me Quant Papa. That could have been like your username, but it's already taken. But he needs to have some kind of song with that in it, because I think that would be kind of cool. So let's also say hello to Michael Cornwell. He says, what's up, yo? Thank you for being here. And also April Cornwell is here as well. And Cool Cat Crypto. You saw the GBEX. Thank you for making the comment. I made you that. I almost should have just, put him in the title. I actually made a video specifically for Cool Cat Crypto on GBEX. So that was cool stuff. But yeah, we've said hello to everybody here. So Max, whenever you're ready to go back into the content, please do so.
Oh, no worries. And thank you to all who just recently connected and so on. We really do appreciate you joining us here for these particular live shows and so on. I'm going to go ahead and reshare that for just a brief moment, because I just wanted to comment on basically what you guys just saw right there. So, you saw Martin Hargreaves there and so on. I want to put this kind of like in layman's terms, basically. So you see, for instance, it says solution, interconnect private market networks, interoperability opens walled gardens, and the possibilities for trading and liquidity. Some of you guys who may have seen my gaming channel or just happen to be a gamer and so on, we basically know that when it came to, for instance, certain types of games, the concept of walled gardens, those barriers, right? It sucked, if you had a friend, for instance, who played on a different console, or you're a PC player and you can't play with some of these other guys and so on, right? Again, those particular walled gardens is a good analogy we have here. Well, the point I'm trying to make here is when it comes to those particular consoles, when you lifted the quote unquote walled gardens by making things what they call, not exactly interoperable, but they have a different saying cross-play is what they call it in gamer land, if you will. Well, with blockchain terminology, we call it interoperability. But the point is, even with gaming, right? When you have, for instance, that cross-play, think about how much more adoption you had, right? Because now you're not limiting to just this group of people playing a game, group of people playing a game. I do apply some of these basic things to even some of the things you see right here. It simply makes sense. Being able to open up wall gardens does create not just a few possibilities, but endless possibilities when it comes to trading and liquidity. We're going to get into this next part I want to show you. And if anything, when I saw this, I said to myself, you know what? XRP is truly, for instance, a unique digital asset, to say the least. So I'm gonna go ahead and show this to you guys. It's only about, I don't know, a minute. It does come from Crypto Lulu. He does a really, really good job of coming up with some of these particular things. And then we'll come back for some post commentary here in a bit.
Well, I think it's such a unique asset because it's not one you even have to do anything with. It's so unique because you buy it, then you learn about it, which is the typical journey. To further my point from before, where you can just hold it, then you can learn about it.
Right. Yeah.
There's no pressure about sell orders.
Right.
There's no, like, every other token has that.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, what shall I set my price at? What shall I do? What shall I do here?
Right.
What shall I do in this eventuality? Am I watching for this pattern?
Right.
You actually relieved of all of that with XRP because it is the thing that gives you access to basically unlimited cash when this thing really goes and has such a high value.
Yeah, like when it's in its full maturity and its absolute full implementation, you're not even going to have to sell it. In fact, you're probably not even going to want to sell it.
Yeah, well, I think.
Now, in reality, there's always going to be, quite a few of us who are going to, maybe have multiple bags or like a bag that you technically sell because you need to, your problems that you have or who you answer to with your family or wherever the case be, that is your particular decision. But I like the point that he made. It's a unique asset. Understand what you have with that particular unique asset. Going to go ahead and kick it into one more particular thing before we kick it back into the comments, unless you want to kick it back into the comments, Larry.
I guess we can do it real quick. Yeah, I will say this about quant. This kind of like segues into quant. Mentalek says the quant price dip today was very tempting, but I think quant will drop to $70 before a moon date. So do you think quant might slip that far down, Max, below 100 all the way down to 70? Or what's your thoughts on how low quant could go at this point?
Well, basically speaking, I mean, I'm looking at the overall crypto market cap even right now, and we're at 795.10 billion, and it's like, is this technically bottom? Hence why the thumbnail is the way it is. Are we at bottom, or is the bottom not really in yet? A lot of people feel as though it is. I saw other content creators do some shows basically talking about some of this stuff and whatnot. I don't know for sure if we're really technically at the bottom, but I'll say this much. For all those people saying that we weren't at the bottom like a few weeks ago, technically speaking, yeah, we were, because Bitcoin, for instance, we touched the 15s. We only briefly touched that. So technically speaking, we are either around the bottom or we're very, very close to it. Now, don't get me wrong, there's other crazy things that could happen in the world that could tank the market even that much more. And where I would basically agree with Mentalek, like, we could go down to $70 for quant. But my attitude is if we did and we broke support and went down to those particular levels, then I'm looking at it from the perspective of I'm going to be even that much more bullish and pick up more quant, because at that point, I mean, I'm basically paying like almost 2 for 1 of what I originally was going to put into quant to begin with. I mean, the last time I bought some quant, I think it was at the 120 level. So like $20 more than that. That basically would have been like what, 2 quant, 70 plus 70 is 140. I don't look at it as being really a bad thing. I guess from a short-term perspective, if somebody was, swing trading, quant, they look at that as a bad thing. But I'm not looking at it as necessarily a bad thing. I'm looking at it like, okay, cool. This is going to get me that much closer to some of my goals for having a certain amount of quant in my particular portfolio.
All right, well, cool. But yeah, getting back over here, there was one more thing. We wanted to say hello to Mr. MD is in the house. Greetings, peeps. And I still think that is Michael Cornwell, but maybe also XXI Gaming is here. Thank you so much. Again, another OG.
Good to see you, XXI.
Oh, good for you. Michael said he got most of his quant around $50.
That's awesome, man.
Good.
Yeah, you
that's
must have
awesome.
came like right after that $45 mark that we were talking about originally.
I was going to say, I don't think that quant's going to go below $50 again, but I could be wrong. There's only one more day for my prediction to come true. I said that I thought Bitcoin before the end of the year would hit 12,000. It got close, 15,000 and change. So I'm off by 3,000 and change, much, much closer than Plan B, because Plan B was off by like $53,000 last year. So his prediction skills are just not on level with mine.
That's being way off. Yeah.
Yeah, way off. So, but yeah, back to you with what do you have for us next, Max?
You gotta say it like me, man. You gotta be like, back to you, back to you, Larry. Back to you, Max. Yeah, there you go. All right. So if anything, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into this next part of all this. Some of the big players. So for instance, how we were always talking about, like, when in doubt, follow the money, or, follow, for instance, the whales. And I do see that we have about 30 people who are now with us. Thank you so much for connecting. If your first time joining us at Crypto Talk Now, consider changing your avatar to something that speaks more about who you are, what you're all about. And if anything, we have a very welcoming community. Any questions, comments you have, feel free to drop them. Thanks for being here. So a little bit more in regards to XRP, right? So it's not just about following, for instance, whale activity, and it's not exactly, following just specifically utility. All those things are great. But how about this? Following the activity of certain people with where they're from, who they're all about, and what they bring to the table. So it says, for instance, shout out to this person at Blood or Crypto. Wow, that looks pretty spooky. But anyway, it says, always, always, always remember, if Bitcoin was able to reach $70,000 in the US, I think he's basically saying when it was 69K, but he's rounding off. Okay, fair enough. It says, imagine what XRP, a cryptocurrency with actual utility, would do. The key to the digital era. And look at some of the big players here at the table. You have, for instance, the Director of Monetary Markets, IMF, right there, far left. On top of that, you have the Chairman of Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority. Okay. Then you have, for instance, the Chief Executive of Hong Kong Monetary Authority, sitting right next to who? Yeah, Ripple's own CEO, Brad Garlinghouse. Now, why would all these people want to sit with Brad Garlinghouse? You could draw your own conclusion. But again, they're not there to waste time. If time is money, they're sure the heck not just, there to, I don't know, waste time, right? So I put these things together myself, and I say to myself, this is significant because they're recognizing Ripple's on-demand liquidity and what that's going to basically bring to what the new monetary system. All right, a little bit more in regards to our particular coverage. You guys know who this guy is. It's Mr. David Schwartz. And, Larry basically refers to him as the guy from Back to the Future for some reason, but that's okay. But anyway, yeah, David Schwartz, he states in this particular 1 minute clip some really key things. It says, this is why XRP is the only asset that you should be investing in right now. Now, I don't completely agree with that. I think, if anything, you do want to have some kind of a diversified portfolio. But as far as making it your priority, yeah, definitely try to, have this one maybe in your top 5 at least. It definitely is like pretty much tied with quant for my number 1 slash number 2. It's always almost neck and neck with my quant. But anyway, it says an up-to-date payment technology network below what 50 cents. So even though Larry refuses to buy XRP until it hits 25 cents, and he's going to get he's going to get nailed with some of these prices of 50 cents, it's still a great buy. So it's the sky is even, not the limit, because it's not just the sky, it's the moon, it's Pluto, you name it. This is a minute, but think about what David Schwartz has to share here in this particular clip, because it's spot on, and it just makes you think, wow, this is where we're going, and I'm excited to hold XRP. Here we go.
We have the technology to allow every financial institution on the planet to settle with every other financial institution in a compatible jurisdiction in any asset in seconds for less than a penny. Just think about this. Anyone who's made a payment knows that we're nowhere near that today. But imagine every financial institution settling with every other financial institution in seconds for less than a penny, any asset. That's fundamentally transformative. We have the technology to do it. Now we just need to figure out how to drive the adoption. And of course, there's all the challenges with there's incumbents, there's regulation, there's inertia. There's the big players who are really trying to defend. If you're one of the largest banks in the world, you want to push pause or stop on technology, because you're in the lead. So of course, you say you love technology, but obviously you wish you could stop it. So we have the tech.
All right, so I just wanted to share that with everybody. It is recognizing that particular technology and what that entails. I mean, my biggest thing when it comes to some of these use cases, especially understanding, for instance, Ripple's on-demand liquidity, is that simply we haven't got there yet. We haven't utilized the full potential of that on-demand liquidity. People want to focus, for instance, well, Ripple XRP didn't do too well. If it's such a great thing, then how come it's not worth more than $1 or $5 and so on? Again, the implementation, getting that adoption, having all these big central banks and so on taking advantage of their utility and then fully implementing it by turning on, as I would say, that tap, literally that water, that liquidity, if you will. Even David Schwartz, had that great tweet. Apple is basically just that. For instance, what they provide to the world. What was it? Amazon, the cloud, right? But so basically, with Ripple it was like water. Google was the cloud. Ripple was the water, right? What does that mean? That on-demand liquidity. Until that's fully utilized, no one will ever fully understand the full potential of what we got going on here. And that's what makes me very excited about it. I think a lot of people, who are here connected tonight, they understand that as well. I'm going to kick it back to you, Larry, and then we'll get into some of our other news topics here in a bit.
Thank you. If you guys would hit the like button, I'm excited about being here today with all of you. Max and I are grateful for you guys. Hit the like button so we can get out to some new people. Boomer F and Sooners here. Welcome back. And Kyle says, I think Max and I will both answer this one. I'm going to answer it first. Larry, you talk about SHIB every now and then. Shiba Nu, where are you? What's Shibarium going to do to the price? This is a good question. I'll answer it in two ways. Number one, if Shibarium was released right now, I think it would definitely be a sustainable, significant pump and everything, but I don't think that it would approach all-time highs like it did last October. I think that's when I cashed out. I think it was like around last October, right? So cashed out, like a huge portion of what I had with SHIB and did really well with that. I think, though, if it was timed properly and Shibarium was released during the bull run, I think that there's a good chance it could approach all-time highs again, but I don't know if it can get back to there. What's your thoughts? Do you think SHIB can get back to all-time highs again, or what would Shibarium do to the price?
I think SHIB's going to go back to all-time highs, and it's going to exceed those, past those all-time highs. You got to keep in mind, this is well beyond, us being into a bull market. This is not going to be at the start of the bull market. This is when we get, for instance, to a lot of new all-time highs for various different projects and so on. Is Shibarium going to be the thing that starts all this? Maybe. You know, everybody's hoping on it. If anything, maybe you start seeing some, you know, nice price pumps and so on. But I think what really going to stand out for SHIB is when they start releasing some of these other things. So, you know, Shibarium sounds absolutely great. I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true. Somebody else tried to verify it because you guys know I'm a SHIB fan. I do hold a lot. But I saw something about 1 million TPS, and I just was like, this can't be real. Maybe it is. I don't know. But that's the thing I saw kind of somewhat trending on Twitter. Anybody have been able to verify that? I wanted to take more of a deeper dive into it, but I saw it before the show.
1 million transactions per second.
Yeah, I was just like, that cannot be true. That would make it the fastest blockchain. But I saw it a few different times that was the rumor that they were trying to make this quote unquote thing. And I don't know, man. I mean, if that ends up being a thing, I mean, that would make it faster than Solana. That would make it faster than Hedera's HBAR. That would make it faster than just about anything. It just didn't make sense. So I don't know.
The Joker's Wild is here. Thank you so much for being here. Joker's Wild. Hi, fellas. With regulation and then adoption, XRP, in my opinion, could take what number spot? What is the rank right now? 7 or something like that?
I think 6, maybe 7. Something
6
like
or
that.
7. Yeah. So
6. I'm looking at it right now. 6.
Okay. So that's a good question. So where is it going to go? So, all right. So here's the thing. You know, it's funny. I saw a short today from Frankie Candles, and I don't think that he watches me, but he said that after the case, if the SEC loses, that Frankie Candles said that XRP will go to $2. Now, I have a prediction, February 6, 2023, XRP will go to $2. And I was assuming that the case is won in January. So I look for that. I think the $2 is a good number for it to hit after the SEC loses, if they lose. And as far as the number spot, I mean, I don't really know. I don't see it going much higher than where it's at now. I mean, maybe it could get to 5. What's your thoughts, Max, if they win the case?
$10 plus. I know it's bold, but I'm going with that $10 plus. And then if things are, I hope to God this happens. So, for instance, they win the case before, for instance, ISO 222 mandate goes live. Right. So if that happens,
it would make sense that they did that, right? Maybe this is all kind of orchestrated because
it makes you really wonder. I'm not a conspiracy.
It makes you wonder because
person,
March is when it's supposed to go live. So it would make sense that they would win the case prior. Like if they lose, what's that going to do to the mandate? It's going to mess things up probably, right?
No, the mandate's going to happen. I mean, mandate is a mandate. I mean, everything was, of course, originally delayed. And don't get me wrong, there's some banks that, you know, have the option of, you know, voluntarily, you know, getting this going and whatnot. But that is just such a small, you know, percent. Like, you know, when I was using like the layman terminology of, you know, you have that on-demand liquidity literally ready, that big old giant pipeline, or what you want to call faucet, ready to fill up a swimming pool, but there's a slight leak. There's a few little droplets coming down. That ain't going to affect any type of price action, right? It's when you crank that thing, it's all gushing out. So my thing is, until we get the full mandate implemented, you know, you're not going to see a lot of, you know, crazy price action. The exception, of course, would be they win the case long before March. Then to me personally, yeah, that for one, that's a big win for Ripple and it's a big win for crypto. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm sticking with that. I'm saying $10+ they win.
All right. Thanks, Max. And let's say hello to Paula Rose. Hi, everyone. A Twitter friend told me that this psychic, who has been very accurate with all her readings, said that Ripple will win the lawsuit in 2023. All right. Well, thank you for that tidbit.
Good to see you again, Paula.
Good to see you. David Schwartz is wise on XRP's future, but diversification is wiser.
Yep. I mentioned that too. Thank you. Thank you for that, Menelect.
All right. So let's see. There's somebody else I missed in here. I'm just looking. Yes. Rafael Santos. Happy New Year, Sir Max and Sir Larry.
Hey, you too, Raphael. I know that you're about roughly 18 hours ahead. You know what? I'm just going to take a brief moment. What is the time in the Philippines right now? Let's see. It is 10:34 a.m. Saturday, December 31st. So they are 15 hours ahead of me. So with that said, your New Year's will come in 14 hours from now. So,
cool.
Larry, when it's basically Oh man, 11:30 a.m. your time. Rafael Santos is already brought in the new year. So happy New Year to you, Rafael. If we don't get to see you again, we really hope you enjoy it. You and your family. Thank you for always, being supportive of Crypto Talk Now. You've been here for a long time. I hope you're doing well, man. A lot better than you were. I remember that you mentioned some of the bad things that happened to you and so on. So hopefully, as far as your health and getting stronger and so on, you're doing a lot better, man.
Let us say hello to, I know who this is because I've seen you before in the comments on the recorded videos, and Max has too. We talked about you actually prior to the show. One of your comments.
Yeah, John Smith. Good to see you, man.
Smith, yes. Hey guys, Jonathan, London, UK. Love the quant data. Very intelligent guys. I really appreciate it.
We really appreciate you, John. Yeah, we did kind of talk about you before. Some of the nice comments you said. We basically recognize a lot of comments and whatnot, and I think you had one about saying something like, I mean, it was really flattering. About something like, I'm going to be the Da Vinci Jeremy, but instead of a Bitcoin for quant. Somebody interview us in the future. That was really flattering and very a nice compliment. I really appreciate it. Thank you, John. Thank you for being here.
Cool
it tells me that he's here probably because it's Friday night and you get the the weekend off and so on. So thank you.
All right. So Mr. MD says, what are your thoughts? And by the way, thank you for not changing your avatar, Mr. MD. What are your thoughts on EGLD?
I don't have any thoughts on EGLD. Do you have any thoughts on that?
No, I don't. To be upfront, I would need to get some information on it. So you actually tell us your thoughts on it, and we'll have to look into it because I'm not familiar with it. But
we do appreciate the question.
I want to go back to this one here. This was a good one from Mentalek. This is something very true, and I always wonder about it too. Shiba Inu has a lot of whale support, which is why I don't call it a true meme coin today. And you can kind of go back to even crypto.com having a good significant portion of their reserves in Shiba Inu, on Ethereum. Can you speculate as to why there's like a good whale support? I know like a lot of the Ethereum whales are into Shiba Inu. Can you speculate as to the reason why, Max? Are you sure or unsure? I mean, if you know, it's cool. If you don't, I mean, that's cool too. But I'm just.
No, I will say a couple things. So I mean, I know I don't talk about SHIB as much as I used to. I'm still a big fan of it and so on. I will agree with Menelect in regards to Shiba Inu has a lot of whale support. It has continuously had quite a bit of whale support. We even covered here at CTN, the whale activity over many months. Yeah, it might not have done well on, views and so on because it's a very saturated content creator market, but it is true. It does have a lot of whale support. And I think here's the main thing. For whales that come into crypto, they look at it from this particular perspective. I don't think they look at things in a real bad way, to a sense. So for instance, yeah, they want to invest in good solid utility, coins and tokens like the ISOs and whatnot. But at the same time, I think they cannot turn a blind eye to Shiba Inu because they're recognizing what happened in 2021, like myself, where you have about 5 or 6 months straight at that solid, strong consolidation. Now, at the time, SHIB holders like myself took a lot of heat saying, oh, this thing is garbage. It's just flat. It's never going to do anything. But at that same time, more and more and more whales kept coming in. And the next thing you know, we had the Coinbase was listing SHIB, and boom, it created like that pressure cooker effect. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to supply and demand. Yeah, I talk about with quant and so on, but you can apply that to literally any particular stock, even in crypto. If you have anything that meets that supply and demand, it does create a pressure cooker effect. And that's when you start seeing things go parabolic. And that's what excites me. Very true statement from Menelect.
Thank you again, Mentalek, and thank you, Max, for the commentary. I want to get down to a couple more comments. There are good ones here. John Smith, again, with a follow-up comment. He says, hey, guys, thank you so much. Really can't thank you enough for the time. And I mean every word. Let me just, I'm going to actually answer this for Max. And I'll just say that I think Max, I really believe this is what keeps Max going, with this content. He just loves getting the feedback and the comments on the recorded videos. And so, the kind words keep Max going. So thank you for that. On behalf of Max, I'm thanking you.
Yeah, thank you, John Smith. I can't thank you, as well. I mean, that's what drives me to keep doing what we're doing, because I mean, it's so satisfying to feel like you made something, you put in your hard work into it. For one, I'm passionate about crypto. I think, if anything, I mean, I am a humble person, but I will admit that, I guess I'll brag on that, I am very passionate when I talk about crypto, because I enjoy talking about crypto. And I like it when I see people appreciate that, like, you know what, this guy took a deep dive into this and so on. Yeah, in the past, like, I'm sure there's a few people that are like, yeah, it could be shorter. But you know what? For every person that says the videos could be shorter, we have, I should say, that much more people saying, nah, we appreciate the deep dives and so on. So you're going to see a combination of both. Be on the lookout, for instance, in regards to the quant coverage. You will have, for instance, a deep dive, and then there might be an update that'll be a little bit shorter to kind of complement both sides, if you will. That was something that Larry and I were talking about earlier.
Yeah, the cool thing is, guys, we Max and I don't just talk on the live show. We talk a lot. We talk almost every day. We talk about ways that we can both improve. We give each other feedback, and then we talk about you guys. We talk about everybody here in the chat, just about the comments that we read, the cool ones, and then there's once in a while there's some crazy people out there. They're not in this chat here, but we talk about pretty much everything, ways to improve, and how excited we are, how we're growing, how we're almost at 9,000 subscribers on YouTube. We're going to easily get to 10,000 next month. And we're excited about opening up a Twitter space soon. So we really do appreciate your comments on the live and also on the recorded. Let's say hello to Ryan. Hopefully I'm saying your name properly, and I'm trying to see what your avatar.
Oh, I know what that is. That's a banana split, and that looks freaking
I see
amazing.
it now. Yeah, a banana split.
Oh,
Okay,
man,
cool.
Banana splits are amazing. That's all I got to say. I look like I've had more than enough banana splits the last lifetime, but let's face it, man. I don't care if you're skinny or you're el gordo. You love yourself a banana split.
Now I feel like having a banana split. That's a good idea. Boy, that's an interesting avatar. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's a creative thing. Who would think about putting a banana split in their avatar? I mean, seriously, who would think that?
The only thing that make it just a little bit better is to have 3 maraschino cherries, one per. So he's got was that the strawberry sundae? You got the one in the pineapple, and then the other one was the chocolate syrup. So just like 3 maraschino cherries per top, and then some sprinkled peanuts on it or something. That'd be nice, or pecans.
Now, the colors match my couch of the banana split, if you look at it. All right. So,
a little bit, yeah.
Well, they're both virtual. So, all right. Michael Montclair. He says, hey, everyone, welcome back, Michael Montclair. And Ryan says,
welcome, Michael.
Trillion circulating doesn't make any sense for Shiba Inu. Put your hands together for somebody new. At least I haven't seen you before. Maybe Max has. Lundium Armory, thank you so much for being here. And it looks like it's himself as an avatar. What support do you think Quant will drop to after this head and shoulders on the chart plays out?
Don't really have a particular answer for that right now. I didn't see that there was a particular head and shoulders. A lot of times in the past, because my thing is this, I will never try to BS anybody when it comes to technical analysis and so on. So if I had taking a look into what you mentioned with the head and shoulders pattern and so on, I would be able to give you an answer in regards to that. So I can't really accurately answer that. As far as what Menelek mentioned earlier, this, for instance, dropping down to 70, I mean, it could very well do that. Before we were talking about, for instance, this dropping below 90 or the $80 range, I'm saying to myself, I'm okay with that, because that means I can accumulate even that much more quant. But yeah, in the past, we've done a little bit of like basic technical analysis. That's something that we don't really specialize in. I myself, I do a lot of the research, but as far as the real true TA of following like retracement lines and Fibonacci, all that technical analysis, I can't give you an accurate answer on it. Is anybody else seen in regards to the head and shoulder pattern and see how that basically is played out and so on? I know I've covered it, for instance, in Luna Classic in the past, recognizing, for instance, what was it, a cup and handle and those types of things and so on, but it's always the same issue. It's like it could go one way or the other. But by all means, guys, anybody else who has seen this, please let us know. It is interesting, to say the least. And thank you for joining us here tonight in regards to that particular question, and we hope to see more of you.
Yes, thank you again for joining us, and everyone's saying hello in the comments here. Let's see. Mr. MD is saying that they changed the name from Elron to Multiverse X. Okay, thank you for that. Boomer Reference Sooner, of course, SHIB supply 549 trillion. And let's say hello to Abdi Mac is back, and this time he has an avatar.
Oh, cool, man. It's nice to see yeah, it's nice to see you, Abdi. Right on.
Michael Montclair has a question. What's the possibility of a flash crash, and what would spark that kind of downward fall?
I can answer that. I don't want to answer that, but I'll answer that. Something crazy like China invading Taiwan, basically, you know, which would be like nuts at this point because but I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen. All right, for the record, I do follow that quite a bit. Some of you guys follow it as well. But there's something to be said about how Taiwan is basically the world's #1, you know, manufacturer of, you know, microconductors, if you will, specific ones and so on. There's one thing for the United States to want to say to the world that, you know, we're pro-democracy and so on. I love the United States, don't get me wrong. But the reality is Taiwan being that asset, that particular niche market of what microconductors and so on, right? So if China can invade Taiwan, then they can basically bully them to a sense, and it would make it very, very hard for the rest of the world to have competitive prices on specifically that, those, you know, microprocessor, microconductors, if you will, and so on. And that's where it's at. It would have to be something crazy like that. Some people say, well, Max, that's really going to happen here in the next, you know, in going into 2023, probably by summer. We're going to see, for instance, not just a recession. Some people are saying like, you know, a second Great Depression. I don't personally see that, but I could be wrong. But it's those particular factors. And how do we know that? We base it on what happened in 2022. You know, for instance, the Russia-Ukraine war. We were already in a bear market to begin with, right? And then that just made it worse. And then we had other things that happened with crypto, right? The fall of, you know, for instance, everything that happened with Luna. And then it was from there, VGX, Celsius, freaking FTX. I mean, we just don't need any more of this. And as a result, now, of course, we've had things be put into play in regards to getting regulation going. And I think, if anything, watch out for actual legislation to be passed, which would make sense by around the March area. Why? How do we know that? We base it on how Congress basically acts to begin with. Yeah, there's a big need for them to talk about, but that's all they're doing is basically dressing it about, talking about, and so on, because, you know, Congress goes through these lame duck sessions and so on. Everybody's technically still on their winter Christmas break when it comes to Congress. But as far as real legislation, you see that in March. Does it happen right around the time of the ISO 222 mandate? Possibly. It's just funny how it's all lined up around that time, man.
That's curious timing on that. Hey, as a side note, you mentioned FTX. Did you see that little cartoon that someone made? It was like South Park type of cartoon for FTX with Sammy. It's really funny. If you haven't seen it,
a little bit. Yeah, I saw a little bit. It was pretty funny. I didn't see the whole thing.
Do you think we could find that to pull it up to play for everyone while I go through the comments, or do you want me to look for it afterwards? I can find it on my Twitter somewhere. It was further down. I meant to play it the other day and I forgot.
Did it have Cartman in it?
No, it was just like it was just basically SBF as a character. I'll see if I can get it on mine in a minute. I'll read these comments here, and while you're doing the next news segment, I'll look for it and play it afterwards. It's a funny one. You'll probably get a kick out of it too. Salamander Space has a good technical answer on a Head and Shoulders. That's a shampoo.
Right, there you go.
And here's an answer for you from Joker's Wild. Quant major support at $83. If that breaks, you are going down to 50. So thank you for that analysis, Joker's Wild.
Yeah. I'm actually cool with that. It could go all the way down to like $40. And my attitude is, I'm not into quant for all these short swing trades and so on. I'm into quant because I realize what it's literally my second chance at Bitcoin at the 2013 prices is what I'm looking at.
I would love for quant to go down. Yeah, I would love for it to go down so I could grab some, because I don't want to say that I missed the boat. Well, I missed the boat to get it under 100, so I'd like it to get down as far as possible so I grab some. But but at some point I'll get it no matter what. I just hope I don't have to get it at $150. Boom Reference Sooner is saying hello to everybody. Now, Mr. MD, What would you suggest is a nice bag size to hold for quant? I ain't a rich man and strive to hold 25 to 50 quant. I see quant going to Bitcoin numbers. Think so?
So what I always tell people, and I've been consistent with this, is your minimum goal should be 10 quant. It also depends on how long you're willing to hold that amount of quant you have. So if you believe and see yourself like, you know what, I'm totally cool with holding my quant until 2030, then it's very well possible that by 2030, this could be the first $1 million coin. I'm looking at it from that particular perspective. If you're looking at it from the perspective of, I just want my goal to be 50K of quant, then of course you're going to have to break down the math. I'm talking about 50K per quant. You're going to have to break down the math on how many particular quants you need to achieve quote unquote millionaire status. But wherever the case be, find out that particular amount that makes sense to you and where you see this going in the future. For me personally, I mean, I think, and I know I'm in the minority when it comes to this, but I think, for instance, sometime in 2024, it could happen by the end of 24. I didn't say that, you know, it's going to happen on January 1st, 2024. But if anything, I think by then you start seeing some really crazy numbers and adoption for the likes of quants. And then, by the way, you know, while we're seeing all these things going on and so on, it makes quant that much more scarce as we keep going further, months ahead, years ahead, and so on. I think that's an underlying factor that a lot of people are not really realizing. Some of us realize it, right? Those of us who have done our research in quant. But with all this supply and demand, and by the way, check out today's quant video if you haven't done so already. With all the supply and demand kicking in for quant, I'm just thinking to myself, wow, we're going to see some things that never has done before with any particular crypto asset and so on. Quant is in a category of its own because it's its own operating system with the overledger. All the other projects that say, yeah, we're interoperable, we don't need to have, for instance, the likes of Quant already interoperable. Okay, guess what? You still require a blockchain, another blockchain to make that interoperable. With Quant, 3 lines of code, you're done. For the most part, it's really, really impressive.
Here's a comment from John Smith again. Guys, I feel as though governments will only label projects a security that don't play their game. I feel Gilbert knows so many in government that they will label quant as a commodity.
It's a great point because, I mean, you know, you got to look at his background. We're talking about somebody with like little over 20 plus years working with various governments. The New York, for instance, the Federal Reserve, for instance, you have that connection at MIT. He's even worked for MasterCard. He's worked for the Bank of England. He even knows the new Prime Minister of England personally. He has all these connections. How do you know he has all these connections? Heck, if you've been watching our live recordings, our recorded content that we have, who do you see on, like what you see right now with Larry and I? This is StreamYard. Who do you see with those particular Zoom calls, right? So you're seeing like literally 6+ people in these frames on these screens, and it's the CEO of Visa, this particular lady. You're seeing the CEO from the Bank of Canada. You're seeing like 2 or 3 different MIT professors and so on. He has already all the connection. And on top of it, we talk about ISO. He created the ISO standard back in 2014, right? And now, of course, you know, we know the deal with ISO TC 307 and so on. But it's just, this is not some, he's not a Sam Bankman-Fried. You know what I mean? Like comparing Gilbert Verdian to Sam Bankman-Fried is like comparing a diamond to a horse turd, both the same size.
I was just thinking, looking at the Portland hat there, that you should get a hat with a big white Q for quant.
Mr.
Not
Quant,
the quant logo,
said,
but just like a Q, and just make people wonder what it is. Like, why do you have a Q on your hat? And then you can explain. That gives you an opportunity to talk about quant.
Hey, I just thought we have 42 people that are here with us tonight. Thank you so much for connecting. Any questions or comments you have, feel free to do so. And speaking of which, go ahead.
Thank you, Salamander Space, the XDC Commander, for the $10.23 donation. Larry, XRP will be at $15 by March 2023. Just do it. Buy now. What is the difference? I can't even read it. What is the difference between 27 cents and 35 cents? Here are your $10 so that you may buy.
Well, you laugh, but you know,
It just makes me laugh because I could, it's the perfect plan. I just keep holding out, and then people keep sending money and say, use it to buy XRP. Use it to buy XRP.
That's horrible.
No, I'm just teasing you guys, but it's funny. It's so funny.
Well, Salamander, on a serious note, thank you for that. That was really nice. $10.23 representing we're going into the year 2023. Thank you for always being very supportive of us here at Crypto Talk Now.
So,
and man, you are the XDC commander. And for you to say that about XRP, that even pounds it even that much more home that you should get freaking XRP, Larry.
So my goal is to buy $50,000 worth of XRP, but what we need to do is just take up a collection for that.
50,000 XRP. I wish I could buy. I could have been.
You're gonna have to increase your super chat amounts then.
Oh, jeez.
No, I'm just kidding. But this is funny. No, because Michael Cornwell about 2 months ago gave me $2 that I was supposed to use for XRP, and I still didn't buy it. But I will. I know everyone's teasing me about it, but I will get it. There. You know what? What's the difference? There is no difference.
There is a difference. There's going to be somebody that's going to make a freaking a YouTube video of all the times you say you were going to buy XRP. I don't know if it's going to be Brian Dowie. I don't know who the heck it's going to be, but they're going to be like, yeah, look at Larry. This is on this specific date on Halloween. He said he was going to buy XRP on Halloween. Then he said he was going to buy it the next day. He still didn't buy it. Why won't you buy it? XRP, Larry? Why won't you buy it? And it's going to be some guy with his head exploding. Anyway.
I read an article saying that there's a chance that today the XRP could get down to 26 cents. So I was like, oh, you know what? That's close to my 27.
Who said that?
No, there really was. There was at one of the on CoinMarketCap. They had, the whole list of articles. One of them was about, I kind of tuned out because it was like a technical analysis article, but it said 26 cents is possible. So who knows? But yeah, no, there is no difference between 27 cents and 35 cents. If you're thinking that XRP is going to go to $15. But yeah, I'm going to have to get it pretty soon. I don't know. I was even saying 10 out for a crash, I guess.
I was saying 10 after the SEC loses, right? You even have 15 right here. He's not even mentioning the SEC. Yeah, Larry, get with it, man. Get some XRP. Not financial advice, right? No financial advice.
Well, Patches told me to buy XRP, so he's kind of my financial advisor. He's Cool Cat Crypto's financial advisor is Patches. All right,
so Patches just kind of chilling there, plopping
Patches,
down.
Wake up!
He doesn't have his VHS and his Betamax playing anymore. He's so relaxed now because he doesn't have to worry about you adjusting the bunny ears.
I'm going to read some of these comments here. Here's some flash crash events. Tether crashing. Now that might really set us back. I think Tether crashing and Binance. He didn't put Binance in there. If Binance, something bad happens to Binance goes bankrupt or something, that would be, catastrophic.
You know what's catastrophic?
What's that?
What's catastrophic is this last comment. I know that we're supposed to go through comments. I'm just going to highlight this one real quick.
Go ahead. Put it up there.
My attention. Here's what would be catastrophic, Larry. Mike Cornwell is right. If Larry doesn't hurry up and buy, he deserves to buy at $10 in XRP. Yeah, you're going to get stuck with $10 in XRP. And then it's just like, look how much more XRP you would have had.
Well, if I keep holding out, people keep making donations. We can look at it that way. It helps the network.
Yeah,
we don't have to use it to buy XRP. All right. I one of these days soon. All I did was say I was buying it in 2023. So that way I don't want to go say Tama with it, like we're coming out with it. It doesn't come out. So that's why, I screwed up and I said Halloween I would buy it. Yes, I did. But then I canceled that out. And now I'm just saying 2023. I don't want to say January or February, but I'll let you guys know when I do buy it. And you guys can throw me a party or something like that. XRP party.
Okay.
A virtual one. All right. So here you go. Here's who it is. Ryan. Hey, Max, it's me. Abdi Omar. I changed my name to Ryan, okay? To be honest, you guys are very respectful. Your customers cause your show. I think he means the audience, yes. And you guys are CTN family members and how valuable we are and respectful of your time. Thank you, guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks, Abdi Omar. I appreciate it. I'll try to remember that you are technically, was it Rayan? You're both.
Oh, Ryan, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Sobo is back. How about that? Enjoying the wide range of topics. Happy New Year to all. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sobo. Good to see you.
That FTX video, Tim, he says he's sorry. Yes, that's right. That's the one where he's saying he's sorry. While Max is doing the next news segment, I'm going to look up that funny cartoon video. You guys are going to get a kick out of it. And the prodigal son has returned. I haven't seen you in a long time. Dorval family, thank you so much for coming back. If it drops to below 50, I will put 110 quants in my bag, and I'm going to send Max 10 quant.
I'll go with that. Anybody wants to send me quant, I'm fine with that. But yeah, good to see you again, Dorval family. It's been a while since we have seen you. Thanks for being here tonight. I am going to go ahead and kick things into the next part of a particular coverage because, why not? Kind of need to. So it's actually XDC. Yeah, you know me, right? Mm-hmm. So if anything, I'm going to go ahead and break this down and show it to you guys right here. Shout out to Joshua Roomsberg, who actually does follow me as well, which is very flattering. He has 307.2k followers. He covers, obviously, the main one he covers is XDC. He covers some of these other ones like Legacy, GBEX, which Larry did a video earlier today, by the way. And some of these other ones, great content creator, but always really does a great job when it comes to covering XDC. If XDC is something that you love and so on, I highly recommend you follow him. He has great podcasts and so on. But it states, did you know there is a cross-chain bridge for XDC-based NFTs for your bridge onto Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and Polygon's Matic? Yeah, like jaw drop. Now, some of you guys may feel as though, well, okay, that's not bad. Listen to this specific interview with Trey Nelson, who's the founder and CEO of On XDC Network. He's gonna kind of break it down. It's a little bit of a highlight, if you will. It's a minute and 17 seconds, and then we'll come back for some more commentary.
But I did have a collaboration with OneChain that I was really excited about. So we rolled that out about 3 months ago. Because the XDC NFT ecosystem is actually really small. There's maybe just a hair over 1,000 wallets with actual like digital art NFTs in it. Okay. So what I wanted to do is expand the reach for the NFT holders and get them outside of the XDC bubble. So I collaborated with OneChain to build NFT bridges to Ethereum, to Binance Chain, and to Matic, and that literally like 100x, the total addressable market for the NFT holder. So you can go to OpenSea and list your XDC NFT. But you can grab it without all of the fees. So that opened up a lot of
that sounds crazy.
Yeah, opportunities.
So you're saying on OpenSea right now you can list an XDC based NFT?
Yeah, correct. So you can take your XDC NFT. You can use the NFT bridge to send it to Ethereum. Then you can once it's basically like wrapped on Ethereum, you can list that NFT on OpenSea. So
that's so crazy.
Yeah, or Binance Chain or Matic, Polygon. So really, really created a lot of opportunity there for those who are willing to use it.
I think that's big. I mean, you guys know me. I'm not the biggest NFT type of guy. I have a few NFTs and so on, right? Obviously not like the trophy collection as Tim Shea. But I thought that was really, really cool. I mean, that does create a lot of opportunity because, this brings a different element, if you will. And come on, it's XDC. So that was a really cool update. I was glad to bring it to you guys. Look out for that to be in a particular XDC update on a recorded as well. I wanted to bring that to you guys first here on the live. Really appreciate you guys for being here.
I've got a really good comment to read, and then I have an interview that you guys had to see that's hilarious from SBF. I want to read this comment. This is a good one. John Smith, I purchased my first Bitcoin. We have to tip our cap all the way back in 2015. That's well before Max and I were involved with crypto. After watching Silk Road documentary, I paid $520. Boy, I wish I did that. Now I can tell you I have the exact same feeling as I had then in quant, even more so.
See, guys, I'm going to say this. This is what I love to see, because how often do we see, for instance, Bitcoin maxis who are bashing quant all the time? This is something that has already recognized, the potential of Bitcoin back in 2015. And now he's even that much more excited because he gets the exact same feeling he had then, but he applies it to quant. Why? Because it reminds him, it reminds him of that excitement of Bitcoin. But he's also looking at it from the perspective of you have all this solid real world use case, the utility, what they bring to the table, what they're doing with Web3, literally, making everything interoperable, connecting the freaking world. What is the real value on? That's my thing. So I love seeing that because he's not just limited to, for instance, what I would like to call just Bitcoin maxi tunnel vision. That's all I see is just Bitcoin all the way. No, he also recognizes that, for instance, his return on investment is probably going to be a heck of a lot better in the future when it comes to quant and some of these other ones. So shout out to you, John Smith. That was a really awesome comment. And thank you for being here, by the way.
It's inspiring, really. I mean, he's been in it for a long time now. Let me just share this for you guys. You're going to really enjoy it, I think. Hold on one second here. It's through Reddit. I had to go through Twitter and I found it.
This it even does look like him. Look at that.
Yeah, here's Sammy. This would be something like Max would make. All right, I'm going to play this right here now.
So I'm SBF, founder and CEO of FTX. My accidental theft of our customers' life savings to create a giant over-leveraged Ponzi slush fund for myself is a tragedy that should have never happened. And to all those affected, I want to say I am deeply sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. Oops. Sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm deeply sorry. Heh. Sorry. Oopsie doopsie.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Some breaking news in the case against disgraced crypto founder Sam Bankman-Fried. He was just released on $250 million bond.
Sorry.
Did you like it?
I loved it. You know what Cartman has to say in regards to that?
What's that?
Skis, stand baby feet. You think you're ready to hook me out there? Yeah, if you put my key, I see, boo.
Oh, that got Patches to wake up. That was funny. Yeah, I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. For some reason, I couldn't find it on Twitter. I just retweeted it on my Twitter page here. Paula Rose, Ben at More Crypto Online did technical analysis today and said the same, $80. And if it doesn't hold, we'll go to 50. People are praying for a $50 quant. How about that? I would like to see that as well.
I'm totally cool with that. I mean, when it comes to quant, like I don't really get all bent out shape. Like, oh no, this thing's going to crash down to 50 and so on. Like I'm looking at this is long term, so that means that much more quant for me to add to my current bag, or a new bag, if you will, and for a much cheaper price. Literally, almost like a 2-for-1 at this point.
I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, but I'm just reading something. So Mr. MD says, I will hold my quant like a nun is holding on to her virginity at a nunnery. Okay.
Oh,
thank you for that.
All right. Thank you for that.
I guess he's really going to hold on to it. Sobo quant baseball cap on Amazon. Oh, there you go. Yeah. I got this one right here. Allegedly, it's a BSV hat, not Bitcoin, but you need to have a quant hat. There you go. That would make a lot of sense. Then they'll remember you more as the quant papa. Even though there's already
no. There's only one quant papa, and he's a good guy. Shout out to him. But I was gonna say is, I mean, maybe the P, but this is the Portland P, Major League Baseball in Portland, Oregon. That's all it is, and it's gonna happen.
So. You need a quant hat now. I know you guys graduate to quant now.
Okay.
Buy it live, Larry. They want me to buy XRP live. Let's see here. Do it live.
You guys sound like Bill O'Reilly. F it. Do it live. This freaking thing sucks. Remember that? You seen that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
While they're crying, I'm buying XRP will moon. Let's see here. Paula Rose says we have a full moon on January 6th. It's bearish. Let's see, 3 days after. Maybe XRP will go down a few cents.
You know, it is crazy. I'm not really superstitious, but I will state this much. So when the whole thing, the big bombshell happened with FTX, right?
Yep.
Guess what happened that same day?
Full moon?
No, a blood moon.
Oh.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Watermelon sugar crypto high. Good evening, Larry and Max. Happy New Year.
Good evening, crypto. I almost called you watermelon, but good evening to you as well. Hey, Daniel Delgado's in the house. Good to see you, Daniel. Always good to see you, man.
Daniel, don't call me. Carlos Delgado is here. And guess who's back? Another prodigal son has returned. Well, he was here the other day. We'd like to see you here more often. Edward Vincent is back. Yo, yo, yo. Oh, question. What is XDCE? I'm trying to dig into XDC further. And for some reason, this has become something I got to figure out.
I don't have the answer to that. You know me. I'm not going to BS you. So, Edward, good to see you. I had to look into that myself. Sounds very interesting. And yeah, it's very good to see you. And as we used to do back in the day, good to see you. All right. Take it easy, man.
Here's somebody right here. Steve Rose. Somebody new with the capital S, it looks like, as an avatar. I have the feeling as well. Please listen to your inner self. It's correct.
Yep. Sometimes you got to go with your gut. There's a reason for that.
And John Smith is saying, thank you. Cool Cat is laughing.
Welcome,
and so is Edward Vincent. And here's an answer for you. Michael Cornwell says EDCE. It's ETH version, question mark. Many wrap versions of everything.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. You know, Mike Cornwell always has a great insight. Thanks for that, Mike.
Thank you so much. Again, 3 nights in a row, a $5 donation from Wes R.A. Thank you so much. I'm new to crypto, but I learned so much from y'all. Perhaps he's from down south. Already thank you. Know you're really from down south when you actually type on a live crypto show, y'all. And actually has a little hyphen and everything. Already thanks. Question. A little of quant or more of ALBT?
Depends on how much you currently already have with quant. So if you see, for instance, with quant crashing down to some of these prices that everybody's talking about, like, you know, $50, that'd be crazy. I mean, I would definitely buy a whole. I think I would meet my goals if that was the case. But yeah, if that happens, then I would say quant. But if you can put a little bit in both, then I would say both for the most part, because I mean, when it comes to ALBT, I mean, that's a real sleeper. I think more and more people just simply need to be more aware of ALBT. Shout out to Tim Shea for tuning us into ALBT. I'll also say this, shout out to Tim Shea for also mentioning DAG. I'm going to do a deep dive into DAG. I'm very, very impressed with Constellation DAG, as well as a lot of these ISOs, probably most of them, if not all of them. But I'm just also looking at it from the perspective of DAG is another one that I feel as though that is going to be don't sleep on DAG either. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Wes. I'm glad you learned things from here and so on. We appreciate that. If anything, I myself am an educator in real life, and I also like to bring that element of what my background to, for instance, crypto. Just a little known fact where he said QQ. I know that means quick question. In gamer language, if you put the capital QQ, it's supposed to be like kind of like a smiley face as a person crying, but little known fact. See, you just learned another thing. Anyway.
Okay, now close your eyes for a second, Max. Don't look at the comments. Hopefully you didn't see this. Where do you think Wes RA is from? Don't look at the comments.
So the RA, let me think. Maybe that means something. I don't have a clue. I mean, he's never hinted anything that, unless it's the y'all. So
well, he put the y'all in there, so that would be from down south, right?
So that's a clue.
Yes. To me, it would be a clue, yes. But in this world,
maybe Alabama. He's a roll tide or something. I don't know.
No, he's from Philly.
Oh,
it makes no sense.
Oh wow, that doesn't make.
Well, maybe his wife or girlfriend is a Southern girl.
You tricked me.
You tricked me.
Yeah, like Sam Bankman-Fried, you tricked me. No, okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, when you did the Cartman, you scared Patches.
No, I was saying this. I was just trying to do a Cartman in reference to that. Like,
Ski here, Sam Bankman-Fried. You want to take on, man? I ain't see Booth.
Oh, Wes, we got Wes already laughing about that.
About my Cartman.
Well, no,
I do
about us being wrong about
Oh,
the.
my bad.
Yeah, he was from Philly. Okay.
For the
He
record,
must
I
like
did.
Philadelphia. He you know what? Well, not Philadelphia cream cheese. He likes Philly cheesesteaks. I don't like cream cheese, but I like cheesesteaks. So
You
there
don't
you
like
go.
cream cheese?
Philadelphia, yeah, Philadelphia.
You don't like cream cheese?
No, not really.
I don't know you no more. That's it. I'm out. I'm
Oh,
gonna go
well,
make
it's
quant.
okay,
I'm
man.
out of here. I'm gonna go make quant talk now. I'm out of here. No, kidding.
Quant Talk Now. QTN. Welcome to QTN. Quant Talk Now. Paula Rose, Waters Above is a fantastic technical analysis and teaches on new moon, full moon, decoding, Wycroft method, astrology. His results are outstanding. How about that? There's a plug for Waters Above. All right.
All right. Thanks for that, Paula.
Cream cheese on your bagel. Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly, man. Why wouldn't you like that? And by the way, shout out to if you guys ever had it. I know they have some in Portland, Oregon. I think it's a franchise actually. Noah's Bagels. If you ever had Noah's Bagels, you know darn well best bagels in the world.
Oh, now you're making me hungry here.
Oh my gosh, you just melt in
I'm
your
thinking
mouth,
about
man.
Philadelphia cheesesteaks and bagels. And
Here's the thing: some people love Einstein bagels. Don't get me wrong, Einstein's it's all right, but comparing it to Noah's, it's kind of like if you ever had a Krispy Kreme for the first time compared to, Dunkin' Donuts. Like the Krispy Kreme, kind of like it's just so perfectly moist and melts in your mouth. Noah's Bagels, man, I would kill for a Noah's Bagel right now. Anyway,
and what did you say about what the Southern girls do? They have like donuts, and we go on like what did you say, like a picnic
no,
or something?
I saying that on the live show, man.
No, you said it on the live show already.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, you said something about us going on a Dunkin' Donuts picnic or something.
Oh, that was a long time ago. For the record, for some of the people that tune in here, sometimes Larry and I get kind of goofy sometimes. I used to be on an improv team in the Phoenix area, right? It's called Dramagenics. It was a long time ago, like literally, I don't know, like 14, maybe 15 years ago. Anyway, I do 22 different impersonations. So yeah, that's where I do these crazy things. But what Larry's referring to is like, something about well, what do you want to come on down here today? See, we go down to the Dunkin' Donut, get ourselves some glazed donut, and go on a little donut picnic or something like that. I can't remember. It was funny. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, sweet tea and donuts, not coffee. All right, Big Watch Dude is back. Guess what? He's got a big watch. Eat your heart out, Richard Hart, because Big Watch Dude is in the house. What's up, Max, Larry, and CTN family?
Hey,
I
Big
bet
Watch
you he's
Dude.
got a watch collection like Richard Hart. You think? Maybe.
I don't know. If he had one like that, I don't think he'd be watching crypto because he'd already be stacked with tons of money. But maybe he wants to make more money. Anyway.
How about this? Remember Cash Talk Now? That was funny.
Yeah, when your dollar cost average in cash. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, CTN, Cash Talk Now. Boomer effing Sooner. Barbara Walters has passed away at age 93. I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, huh.
Wow.
Didn't know that.
Old, 93. How about that?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you see, like a lot of familiar faces from 20 plus years ago. Was it I'm thinking of, for instance, Peter Jennings. I used to, seeing his, he died of lung cancer. You don't see Tom Brokaw that much doing stuff. I get it. Some people don't like some of these people, but anyway, like Dan Rather. I mean, I remember being a kid and it was like Dan Rather and Connie Chung would always bring the news back in the 80s. Anyway.
So if you stop and think about it, 93, right? So your dad is 88, correct?
Yeah, she's only 5 years older than him.
So your dad might be the oldest person to ever watch our show. I wonder if there's anybody that's been 90 years old or older watch our show. You think?
He's never watched this live. He's seen a little bit of the recorded.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
He just doesn't understand the whole thing of crypto and so on. He knows that I did well with it and he wanted to invest himself. So
on the analytics, it only says 65 and above. I wonder how many people 85 and above are watching us.
There would be something. There's a guy who just simply doesn't know how to send messages, and he's been watching us since day one. He'd be like, "Hey, there's me. I am Herbert. I watch you guys all the time, but you never will know. Me and my wife Doris have been watching you every day since April 18th. But you wouldn't know that. We were watching reruns of Mod on the tube. Anyway."
There are no beautiful women named Doris. Can we agree on that?
I haven't met one. Just like I never met one who, like Bertha. Yeah.
Oh, Bertha, that would be another one.
Yeah. Watch out for big
You know, it
Bertha.
doesn't matter because there's only 3.2% women watching us
Sorry
right
if
now. The
anybody
odds
has-
of them being named Bertha or Doris is very, very low.
I apologize if you have a wife named Bertha and she's drop dead gorgeous. Don't introduce her to the former Playboy Crypto, aka Larry over here. But never mind. This show's taking a whole different direction.
Well, yeah, we're having a little fun
direction.
today.
Cash talk now.
John Smith, by 2028 or 2030, people will be saying, why didn't I just buy one quant at $500? They will be spending thousands of dollars for 0.23 of a quant token. So you guys really think that quant's going to be like the next Bitcoin?
And then some.
And then some.
And then some.
And a bag of chips.
I mean, you know, it's just, man, I mean, I think Mike Cornwell mentioned it. It's kind of like investing in Microsoft when, you know, Bill Gates and the rest of his small team was like, you know, building their company out of the garage or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I gotta, I'm sorry. I'm just catching up. I'm missing some of these people here. Daniel, don't call me Carlos Delgado. Shout out to all my blueberry bagels with the unsalted butter lovers.
Yeah, that sounds good, Daniel. I agree with you, brother.
We are really appealing to people that like bagels because we got somebody new. The algorithm went out and found someone that likes bagels. And we have Cisco Guru 69. How about that? Everything bagels.
Yes.
All right. So he loves bagels.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome to Bagels
I have
Talk,
about,
man.
oh, Big Watch Dude's got 60 watches. Eat your heart out, Richard Hart. How about that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, 60 watches of what though? I mean, you know, are they Seiko or I don't know. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that.
Grizzly Bear Greg is here. Hello, guys. Thank you.
Is it Grizzly Bear Greg you're looking for? Lionel Richie. Hello, Grizzly Bear Greg.
Michael Cornwell, we have lost 4 family members and one of my best friends in around 30 days. Rough month. Oh, sorry to hear that. Very sorry to hear that,
Michael. I didn't know about that.
Sorry.
Oh, man, that's horrible, man. For real. Like, jeez.
That's terrible. Cisco Guru 69. So according to the chat title, we think the bottom is in for XLM and XRP, question mark.
I think we're basically around those particular levels. I mean, again, like what Michael Montclair was mentioning and so on, you already went to bed, but that's all right. You know, yeah, it's like it would take some kind of flash crash or something, you know, the invasion of Taiwan from China or just some kind of like monumental moment to, you know, or something horrible to happen in crypto, like, you know, CZ Binance is like an evil, sinister person who's been, you know, the secret adopted child of Mr. Klaus Schwab. For many years since 1971, he's been working in the background with Mr. Schwab in the World Economic Forum, you know, to bring back the Fourth Reich. The Fourth Reich will dominate, not crypto. I'm not saying that, but it would have to be something crazy like that. You know what I mean? So, you know, you will own nothing. And you will like it for the rest of your life. You will not work at your McDonald's. You will work at your local Wiener Schnitzel. You know, something like that.
I would like to say if there's any AIs watching from YouTube, just pay no attention to what we're talking about right now.
Pay no attention to Max, right? Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, you guys don't understand. All right, that was funny stuff right there. Mr. John Smith, Gilbert Verdian is good friends with Rishi Sunak. Hopefully I'm saying it right. British Prime Minister. They both work in government. Rishi Sunak has already said UK will become CBDC very soon. And Quant, I believe, will power the GBD. I'm sorry. GBP CBDC. You say that 10 times fast.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like an old Michael, you know, like was it Jackson 5 song or something?
Tongue-tie thing, yeah.
Yeah, we have 45 people here. Thank you so much for being here.
If there's 50 people in here, I will literally punch a hole in the wall and you will see this couch is fake. Can we please get 50 people so I can punch a hole in this wall?
Oh,
please?
jeez. I don't know about that, man. You know, I want your hand to be okay.
Cool Cat Crypto. I'm 98. Oh, my God. He's 98 years old. How about that? He's older than white dog crap. Michael Cornwell. I don't know how to change the channel, so I've been watching for.
I don't know. This crypto talk. He talked about cash since April 18th. No, I'm kidding.
When are they going to talk about cash?
Yeah.
Boomer Epicenter. Connie Chung. My food is cooking like Connie Chung. Disappeared after the OKC bombing because she was a Mormon. I did not know that. All right.
Yeah, I just didn't want to get the whole politics. I just something, when I was a kid, it was at CBS, I think it was like Dan Rather and Connie Chung. But you're right, she did completely disappear. And I didn't realize that, the handling of that would have been something to cause somebody to basically be gone forever.
Cool Cat Crypto. Don't be fudding old folk. And you're old when you say folk instead of folks.
No, FUD old folks are just,
folk.
I know what. Here's the thing, right? Nobody can predict what their voice is going to be in the future. However, I can. Absolutely, 100%. I am going to literally be that guy. Be like, I remember back in 2022, where we can buy quant for $45. I stacked that baby to the ceiling and went with Richard Branson to the moon and back.
Mass debater. I just had to say it one time since we're getting a little bit. Okay.
That's where Mike Cornwell just took a clip, and he's got to put on a reel for the bloopers in the future. But yeah,
would you believe me if I told you I was 65 years old? No, you're not. You're 65 years young.
That's awesome. That's cool.
I forgot about Connor Chung. Connie, yes. Oh my God, Brittany's real name is Bertha.
No.
Okay.
No, it's Brittany.
Boomer, he doesn't want to imagine her as Bertha. All right. Boomer Epicenter. I think everyone has Michael Cornwell. Just kidding. Killing. I'm half the age. He's 32 and a half.
Huh. Interesting.
Isn't he? Wait. What's half of 65?
You just got it.
32 and a half, right? Okay.
Yeah. Don't overthink that.
All right. Thank you, Mr. MD. Cool.
Just like you should overthink buying XRP, but never mind. All right.
I really am 98. I was serious. Oh, he's a cat. He's 98 divided by 7. Let's see. That's what his real age is.
Because the cat years, dog years thing. Yeah.
98 divided by 7. Really, he's 14 years old. Cool Cat Crypto's 14. Wes RA. Why no talk of Chainlink? Seems like a safe bet.
We talk about once in a while. It to me, it just doesn't simply trend as much as it should. But some people really stand by it. It has done well in the past and so on. I mean, I'm not personally invested into it and so on, but that doesn't mean I think it's a bad project. It's not part of my own personal short list.
Yeah. Well, we have to talk a little bit more about it. You know what? Maybe I'll do a quick review on it one of these days, and then it'll inspire me to talk about it some more. Boomer F and Sooner. Boomer is at the ripe old age of 51. That's not too old. Cisco Guru 69. Hit the like button, guys. Thank you. 69.
Thank you, Cisco Guru 69.
Hit it 69 times. Cool Cat Crypto in cat years. You are 14 years old. He's a 14-year-old cat. 98 is young. Mr. MD, you guys don't talk enough about self-custody with your cryptos because you have a lot of newbies and they need to be made aware. All right, well, that's something that we should at some point talk about. All right, here's from this is sad news here. Michael Cornwell says April's dad, great-grandma last week, grandpa last night, and other grandpa last week, and childhood friend 3 weeks.
Oh,
sorry to hear that.
No. That's nobody should have to take that on. That many people, that many family members like that. I had no idea. I tried my best to keep up with people on Twitter, but a lot of times, like maybe if you posted something, I didn't see it. April, bottom of my heart, like I know it gets overused sometimes when people say, well, my condolences, and it's just like in passing. For real, my condolences. Nobody should have to go through that much death of a passing of family members, childhood friends, you name it. You're taking you're going through a lot. I just want to state that you totally have gone through a lot. I will not dismiss that. My heart goes out to you. I'm really, really sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, Yeah, we're sorry for your losses and everything. Our hearts go out to you, and I thank you for sharing it with our CTN family. We are in the process of building a new website, and on that website, we're going to be sure to have a prayer request section on there too, so that those that do pray in the CTN family will pray for things of this nature. So we are sorry for your losses. So thank you for bringing that to the chat. Keegan Kong, not to be confused with King Kong, is back before the year ends. He almost looks like James Bond. Before the year ends, I just want to say a big thank you for your content. Very insightful, informative, and most of all, entertaining. You guys are great. And by the way,
Thanks,
I need to know
Keegan.
Max's wallet because I'm going to send Max 10 quant.
Wait, what? I don't see where this is coming from. I mean,
I added that part in there.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
All
All right.
Keegan, that was a nice compliment. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate people like you and all the other people that have been with us through the thick and the thin. Good times and bad, as the saying goes. It almost sounds like it's a marriage. It's not, but you get what I'm saying. Thank you so much.
I'm going to skip ahead to this right here. This is very interesting. Sebastian Ray, thank you so much. I haven't seen you before. He says, what do you think about Cypherium? And actually, if you can look at my little sticky note,
I see it.
I
Yeah.
actually have it on my list to investigate. How about that?
I did too, because I saw it, for instance, it came up. There's another guy that he covers quant, you know what I mean? He was the guy that took his hand and he was thumping real hard on his LCD monitor, which is a big no-no because you're going to get dead pixels. Don't ever do that, by the way. But anyway, he's a good content creator, but he did have that on his list, and the prices, I guess, of Cypherium. In fact, this is, as you would say, that's a good segue. So I'm going to pull this up. Cypherium, but I'm thinking it's the same one that guy mentioned. It was like,
I saw it in a recorded video comment, and that's what made me write it down. Yep.
No, this is not the one. I'm thinking a different one. This is another one. Maybe it's aluminum or whatever it's called. I'm thinking.
Oh, Alluvium.
Yeah, no, not that one. There's another one. It sounds like this, but it was basically like, I think it's like $30 or $40, but originally it was like $2,300. I'm looking at it from that perspective. Now, hold on a second. Now, in regards to Cypherium, I'm going to go ahead and share this real quick. Cypherium. So we're right here, and currently speaking, it's sitting at a little above 2 cents. And then we did see this as high as 10 cents back roughly last year. So what is the big deal in regards to this? All right, so I'm thinking of the wrong one. My bad.
Well, I'm going to check it out. Is it somehow, I wonder if it's somehow involved with the ISOs. That's what I think might be the case. Well, we'll check it out. We'll have to research it.
Okay.
So thank you, Sebastian Ray. Put your hands together. Warm CTN welcome for a brother. Sebastian. Yeah, Sebastian's
Thank you for being here, Sebastian. Appreciate it.
Sebastian Ray. How about that? And Daniel Delgado. Don't call me Carlos. Is CTN union before you do that, Larry? The medical bills are high.
CTN. Yeah.
Boomer F and Sooner. Oh, yeah. I knew a lot. Went to school with a bunch. Wes R.A. I knew who Rosa Rios was before crypto. Can't believe she's with Ripple. Enough said right there. I'm in.
Yeah, she was a former treasurer. She was with the Obama administration, whether you're a fan of Obama or not. It's just, you recognize a person's background. She does bring her own element to the table. And if anything, I wouldn't want a whole staff of just yes men anyway. I would want to have people who can bring, what they're talented in and so on to the table. She has a very good background. I'm more of the type of guy which I, don't look at things just, politically speaking. It's just like, as MLK would say, the content of their character, right? There you go.
I'm about to put my hand through this wall. If we get to 50 people, we got 46 beautiful people in here. I don't know you're beautiful because you're watching the show. If you would hit the like button, we appreciate it. And I promise you, I have my fingers crossed behind my back. I will punch a hole in this wall if we get to 50 people. All right. Cool Cat Crypto. I could get a baseball bat and just kind of poke through there. I'm kidding. Fighting old folk is hilarious. Okay.
Well, some old folks have some great stories. I mean, like my dad, for instance, he can remember when he was 7 years old and you know, like the attack on Pearl Harbor and stuff like that. I mean, there's just a lot of history that people have seen back then.
Wasn't there an old song called Moon River? What about Moon River
Yeah.
and Moonbeam? How about those?
Those are some good picks. I mean, it's not on my short list, but those are some good picks. In a bull run, look out for those particular ones as well.
Now I have to do the math again. Cool Cat Crypto said he's 140 in cat years. So 140 divided by 7. Oh, you're only 20 years old? He's really confusing me. I feel like he's older than 20. All right. What? Wait, I did the math. 200.
Yeah, he's just trolling at this point.
Oh my God, you're driving me crazy. Michael Cornwell, I don't generally post personal stuff on Facebook. I save that for crypto and blasting. All right. Well, we can't, the AIs are listening. We can't say his name. We can't even say his name. We can't even say the name of the president of the United States because they'll think that we're talking bad, because whoever says anything positive, I don't even know. All right. So, Boomer F and Shooter, same here, Mike. Just mainly post the stuff blast liberals. We can't, you know, we didn't even talk about this. We can't even talk about the top G stuff because there's stuff involved there. There's certain trigger words that they don't like. The algorithm doesn't like it, so we can't even talk about it. All right. So we can't talk about this and that.
The algorithm going, Salmander.
48 people here. I'm getting ready to punch a hole through this fake couch. If you could please get to 50, you will see me live. Punch a hole in this couch. I might have to turn the camera off. All right, so let's see. John Smith says, I like Chainlink, but unfortunately, 49 people, one more person. I like Chainlink, but unfortunately, it isn't going anywhere now. It hasn't got the partners anymore. You know, by the way, I saw something that, you know who Matt Wallace is? Is it Matt Wallace? Mike
Yeah.
Wallace?
You're talking about Matt Wallace from Doge, or are you talking about
the one that covers Doge? He apparently,
the guy always says this.
Yes, I hate that. But anyway, apparently he said that he would delete his YouTube channel if this year Dogecoin didn't get to $1. Did you see that?
Wow.
But I don't think he's going to do it, though.
Yeah, he's not going to do that.
I like Chainlink, but unfortunately it isn't going anywhere now. It hasn't got the partners anymore. There's faster, safer projects out there like Quant. How about that? Quant. Who has already got the connections? I love it when they call me Quant Papa. Cool Cat Crypto. DM. Cypherium is the crypto the government took away from Mark Zuckerberg. Okay.
Huh. Okay.
Mr. MD. Another crypto that keeps coming up is Eternity? AE?
Eternity.
I haven't heard of that one. Salamander in Space, the XTC commander. Girls named Caroline are also fugly. SBF. Okay, thank you.
When I was a kid, my dad's friend had a girlfriend named Caroline. She was the exception.
Cool Cat Crypto DM. Cypherium is state of the art and will be used for something. Oh, we have to look into it. Illuvium, $38 was $2,800. Illuvium got up that high to $2,800.
That's the one. Yep, that's the one. I knew it was something like that. It was Illuvium. Yeah, that's the one I need to look more into. I mean,
well, that's a gaming
like
one.
99%. Right? I don't know. I saw on that one guy, you know, I was sharing that quant clip that one guy was doing.
Yeah.
And he included that when I was like, whoa, what is this? I need to, you know, I'm looking at it from like the return on investment, the risk to reward too. Like,
I think that's I think it's a game one. Yeah, it's a crypto gaming.
Maybe. I don't know.
Sebastian Ray, any connections with Quorum and XRP?
I would say more so with XDC, but I believe they're part of that particular diagram that we have. So yes.
Mr. MD, beauty is only skin deep, but ugliness is down to the bone. All right. How about this? Kelly, 444, not to be confused with Kelly 555. Cypherium plans to offer instant payment services to organizations that are adopting the FedNow service. Cypherium is a BC platform for enabling faster payments and cross-platform interoperability. Thank you so much, Kelly 444, not to be confused with Kelly 304 or Kelly 555.
All right. Well, thank you for
that one, right?
Yeah.
The 304 one?
Oh, yeah.
All All right, and what is the avatar?
I don't know.
All right, thank you, Kelly.
Oh, I know what that is. So Kelly had, for instance, a nice painted wall, but Kelly was waiting for 50 people to connect. So Kelly decided to bash that wall with Kelly's fist. And it didn't happen. So Kelly took a picture. Never mind.
I really was looking forward to punching a hole through this wall, but we only got 49 people, so we'll have to wait till we get back up to 50. April Cornwell, beauty is the way you act for sure. It is. Sure. You know, it really is the way you carry yourself.
Like you guys in the avatar. There's beauty right there. You guys are happy.
Yeah, they are happy. Look at that.
Yeah, you guys always seem like you're happy, especially with all the crap that you're going through with, you know, relatives passing away. I'm really sorry, April. Really, that's gotta be really hard to deal with.
Mr. MD.
Gaming crypto
is a gaming.
Okay, so this is what Michael, the Crypto Lounge, was mentioning the other day. Then
yeah, I think Alex Becker a long time ago mentioned. I don't know if you ever watched Alex Becker. A long time ago, he used to talk a lot about Illuvium, so that's how I recognize it. All right, I don't watch Alex Becker too much anymore. Cool Cat Crypto Mex for Cypherium. All right,
Mexi. Yeah, that's a good exchange.
Mexi. Efren Tevez. How about that? Efren Tevez? Thank you so much for being here. First time I've seen you here. Hey, guys, do you think 2023 will be a fake bull run on crypto and the real solid bull run will happen in 2024, but there will be opportunities on 2023 to make a quick buck? Good question. I'll let Max get that one if he wants to.
Well, for other people that have watched this, I'm still going to stick with it. But I realize you're probably new here. I want to, of course, welcome you, by the way. That's a great question. So me personally, I see us getting into what's referred to as a utility run. The utility run starts first. I'm thinking that literally that's going to start somewhere maybe late March, early April in that time frame, because the ISO 222 mandate going live. I'm also thinking from the perspective you're going to see, for instance, Ripple's on-demand liquidity kick in. You're going to see some big things with XLM, et cetera, et cetera. And then from there, that really, really triggers what is referred to as a utility run. You'll see some of these other ISOs have like some really significant pumps after that. And then we get into a real bull run. And yes, that can extend all the way out to, for instance, 2024. But I mean, there's definitely going to be some opportunities here in 2023, to say the least.
As a crypto philosopher, I can confidently and boldly say that the bull run starts precisely February 14, 2023 at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if I'm wrong, it doesn't matter because I am, again, a crypto philosopher. So that's when it happens. All right. Cisco Guru 69. Some of these projects in the chat are kind of obscure. Feeling like a crypto noob here. Laugh out loud. All right.
It's all right.
It's okay. Kelly 444, not to be confused with Kelly 304. Ice particles on glass.
Okay.
All right. There's no 304s in the chat. Sebastian Ray, does Quant offer any staking or DeFi solutions to earn yield?
Yeah, the answer to that, dude. I begin a lot of questions in regards to that. I think I might have just addressed it in a recorded video. Yes, you can actually stake your Quant on Binance. I don't know if you can stake it on Binance.us. To me, it seems like you would be able to, because Quant did recently get listed on Binance.us roughly about, I don't know, a month and a half, 2 months ago, something like that. So, yeah, you can earn 3.5% on that. But I don't know, maybe that's just a promotion. Maybe they're taking that away. But you look more into it. That's what stood out was Binance.
And thank you, Salamander Space, by the way, for all the emojis, keeping the algorithm fed. Cool Cat Crypto, utility bull run incoming.
Well, thank you for that, Cool Cat. Yeah. Appreciate it, man.
Marku or Marcor. How did you say it, Max?
Mark, you're 80.
Oh, Mark. I'm thinking Mark with a K. Okay, Mark with a C. Mark, you're 80. Thank you. What's up, guys? Maybe he was born in 1980.
Good to see you, Mark.
His avatar there? Is it an NFT?
It looks like he's a fan of possibly Digibyte. I don't know, but he also got like the Nacho Libre thing going on for wrestling.
Well, I'm doing a video on Digibyte probably tomorrow, but Nacho Libre maybe. Let us know what your avatar is, Mark. You're 80, and were you born in 1980? I'm just guessing. Salamander in Space, the XDC commander. Please hit the like button.
Please hit
and
that because that helps.
Please help us get to 50 so I can punch a hole through this wall and show you guys that this is a fake couch. All right, Sebastian Ray, what are your thoughts on IOTA?
Great thoughts on IOTA. You're the one that did a recent quick review on IOTA.
I'll tell you what, I did a quick review. It's one of the ones that I need to do a deep review on. I need to do a deeper dive for myself. I wanted to kind of start out, just that was more of an introduction for myself and also anybody watching. So I'm not well versed with it. I is an ISO 222 and I plan on digging it deeper. But so other than the fact that it's an ISO 22, I don't have too much to say about it because I need to do more research personally. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I need to get more information on it. It's definitely something that I think is strong just because it's an ISO. So I need to learn more about it because I'm not personally invested in it right now.
It is on my radar to take more of a deeper dive into it, kind of like with all the, particular ISOs. You guys have seen, there's ones that we've obviously done more research into than others. But yeah, I mean, I've heard nothing but great things in regards to IOTA, and that is a good one to have in your portfolio, especially with the ISOs. But yeah, in the future, I do plan on taking more of a deep dive on it. But I think if anything, I'm not a big fan of for instance, 2021 with the memes, right? Blindfolded, throw a dart at the dartboard, and a lot of those did a great pump. But technically speaking, when it comes to these ISOs, you could basically apply that to a lot of these, and I know it's a crazy way of looking at it, but that's just kind of like one way to look at it if you want to be realistic about it. But as far as any specifics on it, I just simply don't have it right now. If it was something like LCX, Quant, ALBT, XRP, XLM, XDC, oh yeah, you better believe it.
Salamander in Space, the XDC commander. Thank you again for the $2 super sticker donation. I really appreciate it.
Thank you again, Salamander. Appreciate it, man.
And let's see here. Sobo says, I cannot find staking in Binance US for Quant.
Okay, then that might be the answer, Sobo. Sorry about that. I saw that it said Binance, and we always got to keep in mind a lot of times that is the case because of, for instance, regulations and so on. Binance itself is outside the US, and then of course there's Binance US. So it might be an issue with that due to regulation, and that would make sense. So there is other places I know that we can stake our Quant, but those particular ones are just, I never heard of them. They're kind of sketchy, and it's Quant for crying out loud. I don't want to put my Quant on something sketchy, you know what I mean? So, but once we get more information about something that seems legit and safe for the most part, right, we'll bring that to you guys.
Mr. MD says, I took my Quant off Binance. In fact, took most of my keys, main assets, off of the main centralized exchanges.
Okay.
Mark, you're 80. Yes, sir. I was born 1980. Okay, cool. So we figured that one out. Max figured out your name, and I figured out you were born 1980. So we put the pieces of the puzzle together.
Yeah, I was born in 81, so yeah. Cool
Cat Crypto. Keep nothing on exchanges. Throw it in a cold storage wallet. Keep nothing, says Cool Cat, on exchanges. Go to DeFi, baby, and make sure you've got it on maybe like a Ledger or another cold storage wallet. That was a good advice, but not financial advice. Mr. Mark, you're 80.
So I had it wrong. Yeah.
I had it wrong. Now we figured it out. Okay. Mark,
Mario Curiel or Mario Curiel, depending on how you pronounce it.
Okay.
So Marker. Huh.
My kids always tease me because, Mario Brothers, you're a gaming guy, right? So Mario Brothers, I always called it Mario. And my kids keep telling me, Dad, it's not Mario, it's Mario.
Yeah, Super Mario Brothers. Yep.
Mario. But yeah. I say Mario.
Why? Because you're inner Italian in you?
Because I'm Italian. They say that's how they pronounce it, Mario.
Oh, yeah.
Should I be saying Mario?
Say whatever you want to say. Tomato, my friend. You know what I mean?
Okay, so let us know. Okay.
I mean, is it Worcester sauce or is it Worcestershire sauce? Is it tomato or is it tomato? Is it potato or is it potato?
I
You know
want
what I
to
mean?
ask this gentleman right now. I want to know which way he prefers the name pronounced. Do you prefer it pronounced Mario, like I'm saying it, or is it Mario the way Max is saying it? Just say Mario like Larry says it, or Mario like Max says it. I'm just curious because that way I can settle something with my kids. All right, so yes, Mario, please do a video on Digibyte. Yes, I'm going to do one tomorrow, or maybe if I'm not too tired, I might do it. It's almost 11 o'clock.
I
Eastern
recognize
Time.
that on the logo on his head, it has like a little Digibytes logo. So I knew I got that part right at least.
Salamander Space says we got 50 likes. Well, thank you for the update. We're
Thank
glad
you.
you guys, if you haven't hit the like button, appreciate it if you would. Mr. MD, I lost 29% of my XRP on the FTX situation. That's not good. So I made the executive decision. The cryptos I value most, I put on my ledger. How about that? He made an executive decision
That's good,
because
man.
he's an executive.
Yeah, you got to protect your assets. That's good, man.
He's the CEO of his investments. Cool Cat Crypto. IOTA is like Skynet from the Terminator films. Oh, man. How about that? That's a good
Oh,
comparison, I
wow.
guess.
Get your crypto off exchanges. Do it. Do it now. Get it off.
All right. So, Cool Cat Crypto is working with AI. How about that? Sebastian Ray, do you think LCX exchange or the LCX token will blow up like Binance BNB token? What do you think, Max?
Yeah, I think we get there with that. It's very unique. It's a very appealing low market cap gem, in my humble opinion. LCX has moved up into my top 10, and it's also moved away from my just, blase watch list, made it to my short list. And I'm looking to, for instance, get a significant bag of LCX because I'm really excited about it. I mean, we took a deep dive into it. For instance, shout out to Quant again, right? So, for instance, you have Quant's QRC20 token, the first QRC20 token to be listed on LCX. Holy cow patties, Batman. What the hell was that?
I dropped my mic. I want to get some more water. I'll be right back.
Like you just got shot or something. Anyway. All right. So welcome back to Crypto Talk Now. Anyway, yeah, I'm looking at it from those perspectives. And then, I understand the whole thing. They got attacked by the SEC. Not as bad, of course, as XRP and so on, but they have stated like they're really trying to make themselves, like quote unquote regulation safe, if you will. Combine all these things, for instance, being a low market cap gem. My main key takeaway was I was really impressed when I heard, for instance, that they're looking to become like a bank, if you will, not just an exchange, but an actual bank. And I heard that, of course, in the past, but when I took more of a deeper dive for it myself, I was like, wow, these guys are really right. That's spot on. And that, to me, if you have anything unique and there's supply and demand as well, it just simply makes sense that some of those mechanisms kick in, especially when we get into a bull market. Having LCX now at these particular rock bottom prices simply makes sense to me. And it seems like it's a quality exchange. I mean, I don't want to, keep flooding, for instance, Terrarium, because I understand some people hold that and so on. And I want to, be respectful in that regard. But for me, LCX is like, they could very well end up blowing up like Binance, like you're referring to. It could be like, wow, this is kind of like the ISO tokens and coins. They have other ones especially, but I think we get that adoption because it does trend. More and more people are learning about it and so on. And to be the first worldwide physical validator, that has been worked on since 2019. That's a big thing for them. So yeah, I'm really excited about LCX. I'm totally sold on LCX. It's not financial advice. That's just what I'm personally doing. Great question.
Now, I want to dig more into LCX myself. And by the way, I'm changing my offer. I'm not going to punch a hole through this wall if we hit 50 people because we're almost there. So I'm going to make it 60 people. If we hit 60 people tonight, I'll put a hole through this wall, right through this green pillow right here to show you guys once and for all that this is a virtual couch. All right. Sobo says thank you. And here's a question from Cisco Guru 69. Question. When these ISO 222 coins tokens moon, do we use them like money or trade them in for fiat? By the way, is it fiat or fiat? I say fiat. Max says fiat. Can I buy a house or car with my XLM back?
These are some great questions. So to answer the first part, where you state when these ISO 222 coins tokens moon, do we use them like money or trade them in for fiat? It depends on where you're looking to achieve some particular goals on what you want to cash out on. You know what I mean? There's a few particular cryptos that I personally marry, and I will state this: you will see many other, well, I should say many other, a lot of content creators will say never marry a crypto, and they're right all the way. There's exceptions. For me personally, I'm marrying my XRP like for the longest time, but not all of it. Like maybe some of it, I take a little bit of profit. So what I'm saying is diversify not just your portfolio, but also have maybe multiple bags. Don't just have like, I got into this at one price, and when this goes to the moon, I'm dumping the whole position and so on. That's why they have the expression a moon bag, if you will. So, take your profits if you want. For me personally, XRP, I'm looking at like that's a long-term hold, big time. So I'm looking at it from the perspective of like kind of like how I look at the lottery. I think it's weird or a shame to a sense. We got 50
people.
Awesome. Yeah. Or old numbers from last summer. That's awesome.
Thank
Really
you so much
happy.
for being
Thanks,
here.
man.
It's been a great, it's almost New Year's, so it's been a great end of the year here. And guess what? It's not Mario, Larry. It's Mario.
I didn't have a chance to finish, though. I want to answer that question for him because it's not right that I don't. Sorry.
Okay.
And that is, so what I want to state is just real quick. I know you're excited, Larry. That's awesome. I'm excited too. Thank you guys for the 50. But keep in mind, like that's why we have moon bags. That's why we dollar cost averages and so on. But when it comes to staking, I'm looking at it for the perspective when it comes to XRP especially, and that is kind of like the lotto. Why, if you a person won the Powerball, why the heck do they go out and they spend towards the principal? If anything, earn interest on it. So I'm looking at it for the perspective, I want to earn interest on this, so staking in the future when it comes to my XRP. So hopefully that answers your particular question. Have a diversified portfolio. DCA, again, it's not financial advice, but DCA if you choose to do so, and understand the benefits of it. So if you have like literally 6 bags of one that moons, decide how many bags do I take of this 6 or 10 or whatever it is, and take out for profits, because I want to keep this for the future. Because if this went from, let's face it, I mean, come on, excellent. If it went from 7 cents and now it's like $10+, then yeah, it's probably going to go to $100 in the future. I mean, those are the first goals. Those are the first milestones, if you will. How do we know that? It happened with the likes of Ethereum, happened likes with Bitcoin, and those don't really have the utility compared to XLM, XRP, etc. I know it's a long answer, but I just want people to understand. Yeah, I want people to understand the differences, because you don't want to set yourself up in which you just buy one asset, you buy a whole bunch of it, and you just dump it all. You know what I mean? But anyway, Kelly444, thank you so much for the $23 super chat. Here's to a prosperous 2023. Thank you so much. May God bless you all. God bless you as well. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, we love the sentiment there. Thank you for the blessing. Kelly444 for the $23 donation to celebrate the year 2023. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah. Cool Cat Crypto. You'll be able to spend good cryptos like using a credit card. It's Mario, like the brothers. And then I want to say hello to some people in here that are new. Wait a minute. No. Bitcoin Mania is back. How about that? 41 people here. Now there's 49. Happy last day from happy day of the year. Cool Cat Crypto. GBEX is one way we'll be able to spend crypto at the grocery store. That's why he holds it.
That's incredible. That itself, I mean, this is what I love about our community. We're back up to 50. That's great. Thank you so much. But Cool Cat's right. I mean, think about this. One of the main goals for any crypto is to be able to use it in real world use cases, like buying it, this is currency, cryptocurrency. You should be able to take it and spend it, as alternate method compared to fiat. And then what are the benefits for that and so on. So yeah, I like what he pointed out with GBEX being able to spend it at the grocery store eventually. I think that's a goal for a lot of various different cryptos, whether it's XLM and so on.
50 people in here. If you guys would hit the like button, we really appreciate all the beautiful people that are here. Everyone is beautiful. 51 people here. Mario says, hey, Larry, has anyone ever told you that your voice sounds like, I'm going to butcher this name. I hope I got to get it right. I'm not familiar. It's Chal Sonnen from the UFC. That's a compliment, sir. Thank you for the compliment. I'll have to look up that person and hear what he sounds like because no one has ever told me that before. Are you familiar with the UFC person here?
I'm familiar with UFC. I'm just not familiar with everybody. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I
What if that's an announcer or something, maybe?
Yeah, 20 years ago, ironically, I actually saw Joe Rogan live at the Tempe Improv in the Phoenix area. Absolutely hilarious. I still love his show. The Joe Rogan Experience. Joe Rogan's the man. Love me some Joe Rogan.
GBEX, he's saying, is a bank and exchange, Cool Cat Crypto. And here's somebody coming back. Tab Cunningham. How about that, Max? I've been seeing a lot of these tubers calling quant to 50 to 70. What's your thoughts? My bag will be getting a lot bigger if that's the case.
My thoughts. Thank you. By the way, nice looking Saint Bernard puppy you got there. I want to state this. My thoughts are, like I mentioned from the beginning of our stream. If you just connected, that's fine. I understand people connect at different times, and that is, I'm staying consistent with this. It could crash literally down to $40, right? So $45. This was roughly the prices last summer, right? A lot of people, of course, gave us praise. They're like, yeah, you guys cover this then. Thank you so much. So on. It ain't about that. What it's about is recognizing, like you mentioned, some of these particular prices. So if that's the case and all these people were right, it ends up going down to 50, 70, so on. Like you mentioned, your bag will be getting bigger if that's the case. Same here, because that means I get that much more closer to some of my milestones, some of my own personal portfolio goals. Some of you guys, for instance, like your next goal after 10 on your minimum is 20. But if anything, once you hit some of these goals, don't have the attitude. And again, it's not financial advice. I'm just saying this is what I'm personally doing. Don't have the attitude. Well, I already hit my goal, but now I'm going to turn a blind eye to quant, because you don't want to turn a blind eye to quant. The main reason why you don't want to do that is because let's say you hit 20, right? On your quant goal, you achieved it, let's say, for instance, a week ago, a month ago, wherever the case be, but now quant crashed down to 40 or 50. You're trying to tell me that you wouldn't load up at least 5 more, maybe 10? You know what I mean? That would make sense, because you already know the utility. You already know where quant's going in the future. We're talking about generational wealth here. So I get it. It's all gravy from there. And of course, let's face it, we just came out of a holiday month, right? With all the Christmas spending and so on, a lot of us are strapped for cash, and I get that too. So it all depends on this situation, but that's a great question. My thoughts are, if those guys are right with the technical analysis, it crashes. So what? We know what quant is going to deliver in the future. Yeah.
It's good for people like me because I need to buy in. But Sebastian Ray, I'm going to hold off on your question here because I want to say hello to a couple people first. Hold on one second here. How about right here? JVM Kitchens. Perhaps they build kitchens. I keep hearing the word bags in crypto. Does that mean 1,000 coins? Bags just means your crypto holdings.
It's just an expression.
It's just a general, just a general term. But thank you for the good question there, JVM Kitchens.
So you got to look at it from the perspective of, it's like I have two of my best friends. It drives them nuts when I mention bags. They're like, why do you keep saying bags? But it's just that. I mean, look at it from a literal perspective. It's like you go out, you buy, for instance, I'm going to throw out an example, quant. You buy quant, what is it, like 105, 110 right now? I can't remember. Let's just say it's 110. You go out and you buy quant at 110. You bought, for instance, I'm just going to say hypothetically speaking, you bought 3 quant, right? So a little over $300. That becomes a bag, right? Then you come in, for instance, 2 days from now, quant crashes down to, I don't know, $95, $90, where the case be. You say, oh, it crashed. It sucks that it crashed because I paid this much for it. But you know what? I believe in quant. I understand the utility and so on. I am going to buy what? Another bag. So then you buy, instead of 3, you recognize the prices, you end up buying, for instance, 5 or 6. That becomes your second bag. And then, of course, you add that to the total accumulation of your portfolio. These are where these terms come from. And that's also where they get these terms of dollar cost averaging, DCA, and so on. But don't feel bad about these new questions. We were all new at one point. And that is what we love here at our particular network, is understanding the backgrounds of each and every one of you and so on. There's people who have been here much longer than me, Larry, you name it. even longer than, shout out to Selmo Fudd and some of these other guys been even longer than myself and so on. There's always somebody that's going to be around longer. And for those guys that have been around longer, they are even that much more bullish when it comes to a lot of these altcoins because they understand the difference between utility-driven cryptos compared to just garbage meme tokens. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a few standout meme tokens, in my humble opinion. Dogecoin, Shiba Inu. I think Volt is the last great meme coin. Hence why I went ahead and encouraged Larry to go with that. Because when I see a community that really, really trends, my thing is, wow, that's something to be said. It creates a little bit of the supply and demand for there. Whether you're a fan of an ERC20 token or not, technically Shiba Inu is an ERC20 token. If it wasn't for Shiba Inu, I wouldn't even be on screen with you guys right now. I would have never met Larry. I wouldn't have never made any videos and so on. Turn 8K and 88K. My thing is, I recognize opportunity. I am not loyal to one particular project, and I don't do tribalism. You're going to see that a lot if you're new. It's tribalism. Recognize opportunity, not tribalism.
Yeah, and they say the term I don't like is fanboy. I always say I'm a fanboy of my wallet. So, but yeah, XDC Titan, Clash of the Titans is back. What's up, my peeps? Friday is buy day. How about that? More LCX, please. Thank you so much.
We're gonna have more content. We're gonna have more content on LCX. Definitely. It's one of those ones that, Larry and I talked about it before the show. We are going to continuously cover updates for LCX. I know you're referring to more LCX for the price, but yeah, look out for more content too.
Brian Dowie's back. I think he was with let's see, was it with his son? I missed a comment earlier. Yeah, I think he was with wrestling with his son. All right, cool. Thank you for coming back here. And also Bitcoin BMW is back. What's up, Max and Larry? Hope all is well.
Hey, Bitcoin BMW. Always good seeing you, man. Good to have you here. Hope you're doing well too.
Now let's go back to Sebastian Ray's question. What are your thoughts on Saucer Swap and H Suite protocols on the H-bar ecosystem?
I saw a little thing about Saucer Swap in regards to, I think, XSP. I didn't have a chance to take more of a deeper dive into it. Obviously, I haven't had a chance to take more of a deeper dive into H-bar, but definitely will. And I promised the community that I would do a deep dive video review, if you will, on H-bar. We had a poll that was put out a while ago, and H-bar definitely won, like the majority. Larry recently put out a quick review in regards to H-bar. It's doing all right. But yeah, in the future, I am going to definitely get more into H-bar. And it is one on my short list I'm looking to add to my ISO portfolio.
Let us give a warm CTN welcome to Gary Guevara. Hopefully I'm saying your last name properly. What do you think of AMP? I'll tell you what, I like AMP. I liked it before the SEC declared it, or they kind of do the saber rattling thing saying it's a security. But I do like AMP. I have still a relatively, I don't know, I have like a small bag of it right now, but I'd probably look to get more into AMP. At some point, I'll probably grab another bag of it. I lost your audio there, Max.
Oh, crap. My bad.
Oh, there you go. You're back.
Yeah, that's the beauty. Whoa. My bad.
There's several of you on the screen.
Yeah,
now.
several, man. Yeah, my bad. That's the nice thing about having two people on instead. So what I was going to say is, in regards to AMP, yes, that's the only thing that's causing, well, one of the main things is causing the price to tank, like Larry mentioned, but so on. But if this thing tanks even that much more, or even stays at the prices that it's at, it might be one of those that, even if you don't know a lot about AMP, done a lot of research and so on, I just look at it as it did well, for instance, years present, so 2021, so on. But at these prices, it's kind of like one of those ones in which you say to yourself, dang, that is really an attractive price because it's so darn dirt cheap compared to what it was. I mean, look at this. I mean, I understand, the whole thing with the SEC, but we mentioned here countless times here at CTN of recognizing distressed assets. This is obviously a distressed asset. How much lower can it go? And how much do you get into it? I wouldn't say this. I wouldn't say that you get into it like, something crazy, like you put 5-10 grand into it and so on. But I mean, you could literally throw $100 at this thing. And if it turned around, right, I'm looking at the risk to reward ratio, right? If it turned around and even hit some of these goals. So for instance, you saw 2021, this got up to 11 cents. I'm not saying it's going to get back up to that, right? But these prices at 0.003, if it even went half, let's say not 10 cents, but you even got back up to like 3, 4 cents, 5 cents. That's not too bad on that rate of return. And that's just one example. Now, if you want to put more into it, that's another story. But you also got to keep in mind, if you're going to follow it, keep following it. And if you see any trends about like this thing's still tanking and so on, obviously you don't want to get into it just yet. But if you're looking at it as this is a good distressed asset to get into, then maybe possibly watch it like a hawk and decide where is your entry point is the key thing. Because on any distressed asset, it doesn't matter if it's VGX, AMP, Celsius, you name it, there is some really nice, appealing entry points. So that's my thoughts on AMP. I did believe it in the past before he got attacked by the SEC. And I think, if anything, once we get this win with XRP or Ripple, I should say, then maybe a lot of this stuff goes away. Could AMP be part of that list of the 99% of crypto projects to go away? It's possible. But if you do get into the profits on this one, take your profits and then maybe go from there. Because, I mean, it is definitely on the radar, and it is an ERC 20. Anyway.
I'm going to kind of like fly through the comments here because we're going to try to wrap things up. We've been going for over 2 hours here. I do want to say hello to somebody new. Zoe Moro is here. Thank you so much for being here. Zoe Moro, put your hands together for him. Algo, IOTA, R3, or Casper. What are your thoughts on all of them? There's a question here. Algo, IOTA, and Casper. R3, I'm not familiar with.
R3 Core Bridge, probably with XDC and so on.
Okay.
But I was gonna say, yeah, I mean, all those are really good choices. I hold Algorand. I don't hold IOTA yet. I do hold XDC. I don't hold Casper yet. But I've been very excited about Casper. I'm looking to get into Casper. But yeah, those are all great choices. Thank you for being here, Zoe Moro.
And thank you so much for being here. Guys, everyone that has been in the chat, it's been a great show. Sorry if we couldn't get to all your comments, but we've been going a long time. We still have 42 people here, so thank you so much. Hit the like button on the way out if you would. Max, I'll give you the last word. And then I just want to say one thing. Don't forget to join us tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for a special New Year's Eve edition of Crypto Talk Now Live. So we will be back tomorrow. But Max, go ahead with the last word.
Well, I just want to thank everybody. If I happen to not be here over the weekend, I mean, I might be, but if for any reason I'm not, I just want to, first of all, wish you all a really happy new year. 2022, you can't look at it in the perspective that it was a crappy year as far as not making anything. But my main thing was I'm looking at it from the positive side of things. This was the time that we were able to accumulate a lot of these solid crypto projects at rock bottom, if you will. Currently speaking, it could go even further below, but I'm looking at it from that perspective compared to where we came in the beginning of 2022 and where we're at now. I'm looking to add even that much more. I know what I hold. I know what I've researched. Hopefully you do as well, and stay the course. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys all in 2023. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. And thank you so much for joining us here tonight. It was really nice to see us get back. We're still not close to where we were last summer, but I count my blessings, as the saying goes. I count them one by one. And I thank God so much for the blessings that he's provided me, Larry, our network, and so on. It's really nice to see us achieve 50 again, especially in this bear market. So thanks again, everybody. I'm going to kick it back to Larry. Have a happy new year.
Happy New Year's, guys. We'll see you tomorrow again, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care.